Hey DOT community, this is Alon coming at you with the Alliance War Invoke Apocalypse event. I didn't notice it until now when I was typing out my title for this event, that they really didn't have to, they didn't come up with anything really inventive for the title of this event. So yes, we have Totec, of course, with the skills, which are incredibly hard to read when you actually look at your Titan in the normal when you pull it up. But you can read it here. So, of course, the major things about Totec are the on each death, increase all troop armor piercing by 30%. And then, of course, the second over here, the second one, Invoke skill, has the the possibility on each death of getting 20% chance to summon the Omega Imperial. Those two are the really crazy Invoke skills on this Titan, and I have heard and agree with players who say, but it's still untested, that Totec will be really good for assault and events and also conquest, being that you go up against a lot of enemies. So we'll see if there's any kind of particular cap on the Omegas or not, or how many you can get. So we'll see. Alright, and of course, yes, he has the invocability and also, oh yes, and the Apocalypse spell. I didn't even mention the Apocalypse spell. So yes, on summons, the also when an enemy summons against Totec, he also summons the Apocalypse spell happens, which is like a meteor strike that happens from above, and also there's like a fire damage that's happening on the ground. So yeah, it doesn't seem to be in some of my videos that I've already shown. It doesn't seem to be super powerful, but again, I also was using lower troops than my enemy. So if they were on the same troop level, it might be a little different. So let's see who's all joined us. BMT, what's going on? Band Titan, what's going on? Pisces Shark, tag her. BMT, don't play with my emotions, Pisces. I'm past 16k souls to Pisces. I'm still grinding. I won't be in chat for most of the stream. That's fine, Pisces, but maybe you'll still be watching. We'll see. Throw it up on the TV. Ant Keys, sup cutie pie, it's Machine popping on the phone. What's up, Machine? Pisces, I consider Totec to the rat where people think he's bad and he could be great. Omega Imperial summons are not capped. One video there are like 7 or 8 on the field at once. I know, I'm just wondering if there's like maybe a cap at 10 or 12. I have no idea, because in Assault and Conquest, I mean, you have a lot of opportunities. What's going on, GTAV? Alright, so the relics. I don't know. I don't know if I'm really excited about these relics all that much. Because I really like it when they are relics that can be used across the board. Multiple Titans. First one being Titan Ice damage limits it right away. With that first skill, of course. So other Titans won't be able to use this relic. But Imperial Melee and Range Resist is nice. If you're doing a build for that. And 3 Meteor Strike spells, Meteor Strike isn't all that great. Fireball is way better. Imperial All Elemental Resist. That's a real quick side note. That's why a Fireball Invoke spell, like for instance on an enemy death, or on an enemy summons, if they like just had a Fireball that would just come directly down on that summons, and then of course still have a in that same group of skills for that that set, also having a boost to fire spells in general. You know, that would be a nice invoke. But that's just a quick side note. So with this Hummingbird Imperial All Elemental Resist, yes, if you're building an All Elemental Resist build, this should be included. Just because it does give Grenadier crit and Grenadier damage. I don't know if you're going to use the Grenadiers at all, but multiple Imperial All Elemental Resist relics, this would be one of them, if you're doing a build like that. And yes, we also have the Frozen Daggers, Staff of Flames, and Dracor's Gift. Frozen Daggers Omega Imperial Critical, Imperial Armor Piercing, and Titan and Troop Ice damage. I don't really think that's going to be all that great on Totec. So, I don't know. Oh, Imperial Armor Piercing and the Titan and Troop Ice damage. I just don't. I think maybe that last skill won't be that high in percentage. I forget on the Frozen Daggers. So, and you're not guaranteed in all your regular battles that aren't Assault or Conquest that you're even going to get out more than a handful of Omegas. So, there might be a few other relics you want to use instead. Alright, Chernobog and Magmatar for the 1.4. So if he did get a Chernobog this last event, then there you go. I'm using a super low level Chernobog to get the max boost, but I'm not using Magmatar. Anubis and Minotaur may be what a lot of people are using in this event, especially with Anubis's terror spells. It's probably fast grinding. Minotaur, the one I have, is maxed, so I really wouldn't be interested exactly grinding with him. And then 4-star Ice Titans, of course, there at the end for the 1.1 boost, if that is the case for you. And Chilling Statue. It's cool looking. Don't get me wrong. But of course, I know a lot of players would like to see other relics from old to past events get used if they still have some certain particular ice relics. What is it? Tritos, Atlas? Yeah, they got real lazy with these. They just throw a token on the bottom, and then when you go on the altars, it's the same way. It's just different colored backgrounds. So they didn't even want to put all the Titans together. But this could be a situation because of all the developers working from home. Tritos, Edelus, Theros, Snowgore, Krothos, Nexus, Delphira, and Mataris. At this point, I have all of those. Except for Tritos. I think I might be missing him. But I don't know if I'm going to be pulling. We'll see. And then we have Totec's lore and how we participate. So, with NTG Hammer for this event, there was a fairly low amount of souls required to join. It was like 8k. I'm definitely doing 8k. I did get one. To talk about this real quick in the beginning, I did get one Head Start pack because of the way last week was, especially, and also with just the way things have been going in the game. I've been very happy, but of course, I don't normally, the way I try to save my gems on a regular basis. I typically don't buy gems that often at all. So, because I do a lot of I don't know, I guess strategic saving and hoarding of either event relics and gems so that I can hopefully get by without using many of them. So one $13.99 is my thank you to the devs, especially for last week's One Portal Stone raids. It was such a great time. I had such a good time playing last week, but I'm still having a good time this week too, between both the Conquest and this. So, decent amount of raids. So, we definitely want to get into this. I don't have a lot of souls, but we definitely got to put a bunch on the board. But yeah, so let's get into grinding with Chernobog. Like I said, he is... Oh, not Baba Yaga. He is low level. And I don't have much to work with at this point to fuse him up higher than level 13, DOT community. Oh well. So we'll have to hunt down. And if you want to know, there's a secret. If you want to know, Freemasons right here. It's a great alliance to visit if you're in this server. Because there's a crap ton of minis in here. But there is another secret though, DOT community. There's another secret in here. There's an account of a player you might know. It's my test account! Guess who's on that garrison? And there's also these other titans that are out here on these lands. They might just have 5 stars as well equipped to them. New ones. So, if you want to hit them, just try them out just to see what's up. It's interesting. So, but anyway, let's look who else is in this alliance. Let's see if there's some... Yeah, there we go. Super low lands. And as is tradition, DOT community, I'm gonna cheers one up here at the beginning of the stream. This is Friday, and I worked not every day this week. It was a couple rain days, so gave me some extra time. But you know what? For the beginning, we might as well start grinding with actual boosts because, like I said, we can get up to 8k souls. And we'll start with 2. Too slow. Vampy. It's alright, there's plenty of them here. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. A whole bunch. Everybody's super chatty. Hey, what's up, Captain Howdy? Hey, just who I've been waiting for. What relics have you on your Aria? I'm stuck with 1.1 on my Aria is good. I have the double crit and double damage. And the X skill is the damage. That, to me, with the 5-star is, and I'm talking about the Trickster's Blades, I think, are incredible on Aria. She's awesome. Another Brit-friendly stream? Well, it's kind of late for the Brits. That's why Tox told me he was going to watch tomorrow. A little too late for him. How can Avalos possibly compete with Totec? Yeah, this next weekend? Yeah, I have no idea what the thought behind this next weekend's event is, really. Thinking to myself, well, I mean, Totec will probably be the... Well, he might be the boost in the Relic event. It'd be nice if he was the boost in both events. The Relic event and the... Oh, I'm taking Imperials in? Oh, yeah, that's right. I have a core of Imperials and then a bunch of... Wait a second. Why don't the spells come through? Wait a second. What relic do I have on there? He's got... Oh, he's got the event boost relic. Ha! That's why. I was like, didn't I have a skeleton relic on there? But yeah. I took that off. Giving myself this boost. Because I keep on forgetting that he's that low level. I can only put 1 relic on him. It's been a while since I had to do that. What's up, Tariel? Do you like my comment on the video? Yes, of course, Tariel. Your comments most recently about... I did talk about that here just a little bit ago. Of course, I know it was right in the beginning of the stream, but the idea of Totec having some really great... Turn this down a little bit, it's a little loud. Totec having really great capabilities in the Assault and Conquest events, which, of course, many players would like to have good Titans to run those events with. Smash the like button. Some quarantine love. What's going on, Val? Thank you for joining. What's up, Chad? What's up, Extinction? Didn't get a notification, Extinction. Ah. I think some people know who you might be from some of your participation most recently. We all appreciate that, Extinction. Freemasons, I thought you said free basing, Cat Howdy. Oh, Tox is here. See, he can't hold back. Tox loves it here. Related Ruthless, what's going on? Thank you for joining. What's up, Daniel Son? Tox wants me to pull DGs! Pull DGs! I don't know. Tox. I need a Nerf Shaker. A 2k pull wouldn't be bad for me. But I really want a 7k pull. I'm really thinking I should just... I'm not halfway, but I'm almost... After this event, I'll be definitely at 3k. So... What's up, Polo? Thank you for joining. So I don't know. I'm really thinking maybe I should save for 7 and just get one of the new ones and just ball out. Although haven't really deemed any of the new ones to being like the one that you don't want yet. So I would just be excited to get any of them, I think. Tox, you did a 2K pull? Then what'd you get, Tox? Oh, there's Val. She likes those stickers. The stickers are fun. Extinction gets in on some of that action, too. Thank you, Val. That was very kind of you. I'm not attacking fast enough. Distracted by Val's super sticker. Oh, man. Yeah, she's a superstar. DOT superstar. Sorry. What's up, Tyler P? Thank you for joining. Everybody is enjoying the event. Now, you may not be excited for this Titan. That's understandable. Some people, not every Titan is going to be for everyone, But then there's always the fence riders, the ones that are like, I need someone to either push me on one side or the other. And you're like, yeah, no. And some have definitely been pushed on the side of yes. And some others have thought that maybe saving up for the next Invoke Titan may be the best choice. You don't know. So, this is the first. Remember, I will remind you, DOT community, if you've been playing for a while, the first of any set of Titans that come out. We've learned it through Egyptian, with Anubis. Still fun, but for some. Not everybody's going to say that, but a good amount have a lot of fun with Anubis, but not the best Egyptian Titan. And then also with the Greek, Athena. And I have to say a lot less play with Athena. And then most. And she was the first. And then we also have Thor. And he's a collector's item at best. So. How far am I going, Pisces? I'm doing at least 8K, minimum, of course. Thinking about like 10 or 11K, though. Actually, I didn't look at the rewards ladder. Should have done that. Thank you for reminding me, Pisces. You just finished maxing them, Extinction? Is that with all the relics as well? Thanks for your DG pool video the other day, Zalon. Really cool seeing what you were getting from each. Yeah. I know, Tyler. I was interested in seeing exactly what 20 pools was going to do in the 1K. Was a lot. Again, I am comparing it to the way the 500 was. Now, of course, it is double the cost. Take that into consideration. But there's no 3 stars at all. And it just feels good not to see them. It really does. Now, of course, some may say, gosh, destroying a lot of these. My precious stockpile of Horde, which will be 25 in a little, I don't know how many weeks. Oops, I could have just switched over. 2 weeks. 25 Horde. And Fury said that his Horde are on a few weeks as well, and he will have his first 25 troop. Now, of course, Fury can play at work, and he's enjoyed plenty of events without having to do much more than be at work and grind out these events for the long term. Alright, Chernobog, I gotta get you leveled. For real. We're going to look at the slider here soon, though. If you're talking Aztec gods, I think God of the Underworld will be the one to go for. He has the 20% Omega Horde summon. If he has the 20% Omega Horde summon, yeah. Minnow was the best. Oh, well, GTAV, yes. I guess the Tars. I'm looking at the God series specifically, between all the different sets. But yes, Pigsy's the best pig. If you want to look at it that way, Minotaur's the best tar. Yes, most definitely. And Pigsy wasn't always the best pig. But of all the pigs, he is the physical pig. Oh, I got the Acton's arms in 7K pool. Nice. Yes, that's right. You do have one of the 5 stars, which is nice. Why aren't these set up for Pong? Huh. That's probably why I'm losing way more troops than I want to. Same with this guy. Abu Thomas, thank you for joining. I am good. I'm still pretty low level, so I pulled 2 at 1,000, got a Stormbringer. Figure a 40-ish% to get a 5-star and good 4-star. I need anyway. Was worth it. Nice, Tyler P. Nice. Those 5 stars do take a bit to level up, so keep that in mind. So when you get 1 or 2, know that you're good for conquest or 2. Let's just say that. Not just on that, you have other relics that you're going to be consistently leveling up, but when you hit a conquest or 2, you're able to level up a 5-star or 2 with your other relics as well. As long as you're active. As long as you're being active in the conquests. It can really help, especially getting those 5 stars finished off. Because I did this last event, I finished off 2 5 stars, which were sitting at level 7 and 1 at level 8. Very handy. Saving up for 2K pull, DG. Hoping for Earthshaker. Baba Yaga was the first of Invoke Titans, so looking good. Well, some people think that really... They call this the first of the War Gods. Sorry. The War Gods series. Because Eros supposedly has the first Invoke skill. Baba Yaga came after that. But they're not considered part of any kind of god set. Well... Eros is Greek, so. But as the first of the war gods, which are gonna most likely be all these different, probably mostly tribal looking, because I don't know if they're gonna be always. I don't know. I'd have to do a little research in all the different gods. And see exactly what they look like.
Hey, Zalon, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on? Is this Prometheo? Yes, it is.
Yeah, hey, you got me.
Excellent. Thank you for joining. So, do you know any other Aztec gods? Off the top of your head?
Tenochtitlan was a city, right?
What?
Not off the top of my head, actually. Let me do some Googling here.
Okay. All my screens are taken care of. Wow, Captain Howdy. On my mini I have had for 2 years now, not pulled even 1 5-star. Wow, Captain Howdy, that's pretty bad. How about your main, though, Captain Howdy? How about that?
Okay, so Quetzalcoatl is the one that I would have gotten if I had it on multiple choice. Tlaloc is one that is pronounceable. Huitzilopochtli, I don't think I got that right.
I probably would have done worse. But so these, I gotta switch up the relic. So these gods, are they all? Because I know somebody mentioned earlier a god of the underworld. Mictlantectuli. Probably totally butchered, but god of the underworld. See, maybe that's gonna be this year's Halloween event. They like to do any kind of god of death, god of the underworld, god of something like that for Halloween. So it does make sense. I'm gonna call it now. It's Lawn Predictions TM. I'm calling it. Along with seeing all the previous Halloween Titans as well. I'm sure they'll roll them all out. October will probably be filled with all of that, so be prepared for that. What's up, Feranic? Thank you for joining. Salon, do you agree with my theory about the Titan being good for Conquest Assault? Yes, I've already stated that twice, Tariel. The second time was when you already said, did you see my comments? I already said that. But yes, I agree. Almost at 17k souls. My goal is 18k tonight, but hoping to hit 19. Very nice, Shark. So, Promethea, where are you going?
Yeah.
How interested are you in this event?
He seems like a decent attacker. Not gonna revolutionize the game on defense, but it could be pretty effective given the buffs that you have for Imperials. I mean, better than Daedalus, for example. But it's really a question of whether
he takes down Pixies. He can take down Pixies, which is important. A lot of people are interested in that. But besides from taking down a Pigsy, because he's just, again, Totec's another tool. They're giving us another tool in your tool chest that you're going to be. People are like, tool, ho, ho, ho. Anyway, yes, he's another tool in the tool chest to be able to be like, oh, you have a Pigsy? All right, I got something for that. So that's kind of what I, take away from this, as well as the possibility in Assault and Conquest being extremely effective as an event Titan. So I think that will actually make a difference in exactly how people saying, oh, I'm stuck on 7 or I'm stuck on 8. You're going to be like, oh, I'm in 9, killing it. So I think that may make a difference to a lot of players if you get Totec.
Yeah, we haven't seen this new event format that they're bringing towards us. If that ends up being kind of like Conquest and
Assault, yes,
and Assault, where you have a lot of units dying, then that could definitely synergize with his skills. If and when Assault comes back, then Totec's Omega is dropping whenever you kill stuff.
Yes, huge.
Irregular intervals, but right, exactly. It's a huge thing to
because you could be rolling around with you can be rolling around with 8. We've seen that, but possibly even 10 or 12 or 14 extra troops in the event just because, And if that's the case, you're going to make it a lot of players who may be a little bit lower castle are going to make it farther in the event because remember, well, at least in Conquest and Assault, you're using level 25 troops. So whatever player level or castle level you are won't matter, if that's the case too in this new event type as well. So you're definitely going to get farther in those events with I'm going to say in 51 plus. You have 51 plus Totec, you're going to get farther in the event than your current best Titan just because of those invoke skills. So for some of those,
it's a real shame we didn't get a chance to see him in Conquest because it's a real big question whether that apocalypse drops every time stuff starts falling on the battlefield in Conquest.
Ooh, that's another good factor. I didn't think about that. You mean like when all of a sudden a new set of troops comes in, it's like all of a sudden
are they all getting apocalypse?
Are they all getting apocalypse or not? I didn't really think about that actually, but that is a good point.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too. I don't think that's considered really a summons, but that's just the next phase of troops. But
right, yeah. If Apocalypse doesn't trigger on an island, when the rest of the troops come in, then I wouldn't expect it to do it in conquest.
Mm. So this is where I'm going, DOT community. 8,000 definitely. 9 is nice for another token. 10 is nice for more DGs, because everybody now, because of these new changes to the DG altar, are like, oh yeah, look how many DGs are in there. How can I get more of them? You know? And everybody in this last conquest was like, why is there not DG rewards? You know? So. And then we have that 4-star Titan Soul there right at the next 1,000 mark. So I don't know. I might try to go to 11. We'll see what happens. And more if necessary, just to make sure we stay in top 50.
Personally, I look at Totec and I think, here's another example of a Titan that the Dawn of Titans developers could have made amazing by just being a little bit more generous on the Omega summons.
So you think, like what, like 40%?
No, I'm saying they should have given him a few Omega Imperials and Omega Grenadiers as a base. You know, at least a couple. Okay. So that you could just get started.
So you think you think they should have done something like a Pigsy or a Runa, where you get 3 Omegas on like your second skill, and then you get 3 Omega Grenadiers on your last skill, along with the Apocalypse and the fire boosts for the spell. That wouldn't be bad. Or maybe no 41. Is it 41 usually or 50? Yeah, I think it is. It's 41 on Runa and Pigsy to get your second set of summons. So yeah, maybe like that. Maybe at 41 you can make Totec very effective with having maybe 3 Imperials and 3 Omega Grenadiers. That's not a bad suggestion, Prometheo. I hope they would consider something like that in the future.
The ship has sailed on that, obviously, so it's not.
No. I just meant in the future with other Invoke Titans, allowing you to have a few Omegas, even if there is an Invoke skill that gives you more Omegas. Even if there is that, adding some Omegas in general would make a big difference. Because again, this doesn't. A lot of people are looking at this and saying this is a failed attempt at making Grenadiers viable again.
Well, yeah, if they had given him, even just 3 Omega Grenadiers, then he would be competitive with Hades as a Grenadier Titan. But he's not really there.
Mm-hmm. Captain Howdy says, I do like the design on this Titan. He's pretty cool looking. Yeah, I agree. He is definitely pretty cool looking. They do take all of that into account. That is something that is very much researched, and even his walkout with him doing his little staff move is pretty amazing. But that's looks. We want to see effectiveness, Captain Howdy. Waiting on my portals to regenerate now before I continue. All right, Abu Thomas. Nice. There are other random Aztec gods for things like earth and storms, etc. So they have a heap to choose from, says Trent Hoff. Nice. Well, that's good. Goliaths could use a little bit more fun. It would be nice to have a an Invoke Titan that would rival the fun of playing with Kronos. Do you agree there, Prometheo? Something really cool to play with Omega Goliaths?
Yeah. Of course, Omega Goliaths need to. What I'm really looking for in an Omega Goliath Titan is one that has offense skills. That would be great.
Oh, right. Yeah, because they definitely focused a lot. After a while, the developers, they do figure out after a quite some time of, hey, we want defensive skills on Goliath and we want offensive skills on other Titans, on other troops, there's they kind of got it eventually, because you see relics most of the time. Most of the time, a lot of relics nowadays, you'll see defensive skills on the troops that we always like to be defensive, and offensive skills on other troops that we always use offensively. So it would be nice to see that as well, because agreed, they did get into the trend of being like, all right, the community likes Goliath as defensive, so we're just going to pump these relics out, and offensive Goliath relics are definitely lacking in comparison.
I mean, I hate to burst people's bubble, but Goliath never really made a recovery on defense after Zeus. There hasn't been a Goliath Titan that could definitively stop Zeus.
But I like using Kronos. I think he's fun. I like using Zeus too, so I like them both.
Yeah, so I don't want to disappoint people too much, but you can't really expect me to do a whole lot with this Titan for my spreadsheets because the most interesting things that he's got are not really something you can reduce to numbers. You know, the Apocalypse spell, we don't really know that much about it. It pops, you know, on a relatively small number of cases on the battlefield, and I haven't really seen it do a whole lot. The 20% random Omega Imperial, you know, I'm not going to tell you that you're going to get 5 of them. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, he's not a very impressive summoner. And, yeah, I mean, other than that, he's like Daedalus with Grenadier skills.
But it is a vision of what we can expect from the future of these types of Invoke Titans. So... it's going to be it's going to be mishmash though. You know, all these different types of if the enemy dies, you know what I mean? Like, or if there's a summon, you know, there's going to be other case situations, you know, when spells drop, you know.
Yeah, I like the creativity. I like the fact that they're looking for things that can trigger in the game, and that's great. I think on enemy death, getting 30% armor piercing is very powerful. I think the reason you're seeing people being successful against Pigsy is that, you know, there are some easy wins as far as getting that rolling. And then once you can get to the point where you can bust Pigsy's armor, then, you know, the fight's pretty much over as long as you still have some guys on the battlefield. And Pigsy has so many summons that you're likely to get some Omega Imperial action going. And those are pretty tanky. So, yeah, I think it is a pretty good matchup against Pigsy, but I'm going to stay with Baba Yaga for going against Pigsy. I think that her combination of damage and piercing is, you know, more impressive to me, and they're both champs, so I can use Earthshaker on both of them. And
oh, because you have Earthshaker.
Like
oh, how very nice, Prometheo. Must be nice.
It is nice.
It is nice.
I mean, I've got 3 of them, so I've got to do something with them.
Okay. I'm going to just address a few things in chat real quick, but I do have a question for you, Prometheo, because it's definitely something that I know a lot of players are thinking about, and I want to know what your plan is on this particular question, but hold on a second. Ed's channel, good to see you. Warhammer, good to see you. Abu Thomas, that would make him too strong with so many Omegas in his Invoke. It'll be too many soldiers on the field. Well, with Assault, we definitely saw that a lot of players' devices can't handle that. So I know they did try to fix that in some of the second Assault that they did. I think these beginning Invoke Titans are like test subjects to see what's best and what people want. That's true. I can agree right with that as well, because a lot of things in this, I should say 90% of the things released in this game a lot of time are going to be in that case where they're like, oh, let's see, you know, do you like these new divine altars? And that's what we're getting to here, Prometheo. 6 Omega Imps is the most Extinction's got, so Prometheo means against Osiris, says Ed's channel. Okay. So my question for you, Prometheo, is what is your game plan on the DG altars personally on your account? What are you thinking that you're going to do?
Well, there's 2 really good ones in the 7K altar. The Guardian one and the Ranger one are both incredible. I would love to have either one of those, but I still need Axes of War and Sverdog Skjold, and I like the 2K pull as a good value. I think for people who are pulling 500 DG, 1K is probably just for new players who don't have a whole lot of 4-star relics.
Yeah.
I think that may have some extra value for people in the long run, but
well, also because they may not also be in Champion, Masters, or Elite League. Because if you're not, then the 1K may be a better value when you're in those lower leagues, just because you're not getting DGs a lot, you know?
Well, you know, the long-term value of 5 stars is what you're really going after. And so I think the 2K pull is ultimately going to have less variability than the 1K pull, and that any loss of 5-star value is, I think, in the long term, something that you want to avoid. But if you're getting, literally 50-50 5 stars and 4 stars out of the 1K, then obviously you have the same long-term expected value for 5 stars, plus you're also getting 4 stars on top. So I think that's just a matter of your style. But personally, I watched your video. It was really helpful with the different altars, and I have all those 4 stars that you pulled, or all of them except a couple of exceptions. So I don't really see a reason to.
It would have been nice to see 4-star elemental grasp in there, right, Prometheo? Would you be a little bit more on board with 1K if the 4-star elemental grasp is in there?
I mean, I have 2 of those.
Oh,
3 now?
I have 2. I have
3.
2. You might have 3 because you might have gotten one in that Relic event.
Yeah, I have 3 of those now. So those are awesome. I love them. I have 2 Minotaur skulls now. Honestly, I think I'm just going to go 2K pulls, because that's going to get me the best chance at the axes and the spared. And I don't have Night Whisper yet. I don't have Dragon Slayer, which is actually looking really good now.
Night Whisper is nice because you definitely have an infiltrator or 2 that you'd like to throw that onto. I know it. Same thing with I just like Trickster's Blades for Arya, because I think that just makes her awesome. But
yeah, Night Whisper is amazing for Bast.
It is.
I recently got Trickster's Blades, and I'll be using that on Bast as well. So, it should be a lot of fun. But it's just a playstyle I don't use that much, the solo infiltrator. So yeah, I'm going to keep.
Well, Bast isn't really solo infiltrator if you're throwing a whole bunch of Horde relics on her.
Well, right, but if you throw the Trickster's Blades on her, then you want to max out her resistance.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and get her to.
Well, that's why I did Trickster's Blades on Arya and did my Night Whispers over on the Basts. So, I mean, it just made more sense.
Yeah, I'll probably end up using Trickster's Blades on Arya because I have a triple armor piercing Arya, and so I'll still have pretty good armor piercing on her.
Most definitely. See, myself, I'm considering saving for 7 because I almost have 3 after this event. I think I will have 3 after this event, and I only need 4K more, and I can get myself a brand new 5-star. And I'm just thinking I might want to go that route, and then after that, I can try to get myself I might go for 2Ks after that because I really would like to grab a few more of the I want an Earthshaker. That's what I want. I want an Earthshaker, and 2K I think is going to be the place where I get it. So
yeah, Earthshaker is a great one, and if you don't have Stormbringer, that one's an essential.
I do have one Stormbringer.
Yeah, but I don't have any Guardian 5-star yet, and I don't have Night Whisper, so and I don't have the Axis of War. So those are 4 holes that I need to fill. So I'm going to keep pulling 2K until I fill at least 3 out of 4 of those.
So Abu Thomas, I like the new DG altar, and I can appreciate the fact that they provided a 1K to 7K spread between them, giving separate chances to win certain 5-stars. Yes. If you want specifically a Norse 5-star relic, you don't want anything else included, and you just want 6 possible choices, because you're going to get a 100% chance of 5-star, Norse relic, and you have 6 different ones that you can get, and they're all equal. There's no specific 5-star that's going to be more than others, at least in the percentages on their end. No.
Right. Where I am right now, I've got Mjolnir and I have Trickster's Blades, so I feel like the 5K pull is a little risky, because if I save up and I end up getting one of those, then I would be pretty disappointed.
Yeah, if you are a player that has absolutely no Norse relics whatsoever, and you've been pulling the 2K altar, and you have all of the first generation 5 stars, I would highly recommend just save up the 5K. If you have no Norse relics whatsoever, because you're gonna get something, you know. But
yeah, that sounds right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, if you honestly have all the other 4, or maybe missing 1 or 2 of the first generation, it's still possible. If you're missing like the Berserker 5-star from the first generation, most people are like, yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, it also depends on your play style. I mean, if you're the kind of player who your goal is to build up, 20, 30 islands that have level 60 titans with max relics and as many 5 stars as you can get, then just keep pulling 2K. Yeah, don't even worry about anything else, because that's your cheapest 5-star now. And but if you're like me, my focus is always attacking. Yeah, I play the game to attack. I'm never overseeing my army on defense. I like to have a good defense on my castle, but honestly, I will take a good relic off of my castle and leave something that's just a little bit not quite as good, so that I can get the best relic for my attack game. And I don't like to leave 5 stars that I have leveled sitting on my castle, because I've only leveled 1 of each of them. So, at some point I'll get to the point where I, maybe stick a set on my castle with Stormbringer or something like that. But honestly, right now I'm okay just leaving Osiris on there. I'm in Masters League with Legends right now, so I'm not too worried about getting castle rated. And once you're castle 25, it just doesn't happen that often, unless you're in a war context.
Yeah, or people listen, Prometheo. Unless you're Zalan, and people think that that your main account is your test account, because I got hit 3 times in the last 3 days, and it doesn't happen normally. I don't normally get hit in Masters, and I just moved up to Legend League for the event. But I got hit in Masters, I think, twice, and then, 1 time in Legends League. And people were messaging me going, oh, I thought it... Because I had Baba Yaga on there, so I had the champion flag. And people were like, oh, I thought you had the new Totec on. Oh, sorry. It's like, oh, man.
Oh, man, nice.
I was like, no, that's my other account.
I like that Chernobog, man. I see your Chernobog. I like him. I wish I could have gotten him. I didn't have the time to do Conquest this week.
Well, I gemmed halfway through 9 and 10, but, So it only cost me, I think, 3,000 gems for the tail end.
Yeah, even aside from gems, I was just too busy these last few days.
Yeah.
It's too bad. He's a cool Titan.
Yes, he is. He's definitely super cool. He's like... I don't know, darkness, like old school Chappelle show, darkness.
Yeah. So we should talk about those new 5 stars a little bit more. That Ranger one.
Oh well, actually, real quick, can you answer Arash's question? He says, I asked to explain about this Titan, please. What can he do in battle? So specifically, if you're talking about the Totec, when he is on attack, when he's killing, or on defense either, doesn't really matter. When you kill enemies, there's a possibility. Well, there's one. You'll get extra bonus AP on all your troops. What is it? Plus 35, Prometheo?
Right. So with Totec, you probably don't need to stack a whole lot of armor piercing in the build because of his invoke ability.
Yeah.
So what I would focus on is, first of all, get a little bit of extra crit on there, and then you probably want to go for elemental resistance for the main element you're going up against. It could be physical if you're going against Pigsy. Just depends on what your target is.
Mm-hmm.
As far as what you can do, I mean, with X skill damage, high armor piercing, high crit, if you have Earthshaker on there, troop damage, you're gonna be producing a lot of damage. I mean, at similar levels to what you get with the Horde, but Imperials are tougher than the Horde, and you have a lot of armor. So I think that between that and the Omegas dropping, you could do a lot on attack with him, and especially if you start getting into tearing down part of the other guy's army, then that extra armor piercing is going to make it easy to chew through the rest of them.
I hope that answers your question, Arash. All right, cool. You pulled 3 Night Whisperers at channel. I have 2 Axes of War, says Abu Thomas. My Osiris needs it bad. Only thing missing to take down a Pigsy. It's channel. Yes, the Axes of War. What's up, Marco? Thank you for joining. So, yes, discussing more of the new 5 stars, correct, Prometheo? Is that what you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, so,
Okay.
that new bow, when you're attacking and you've got 100 troop damage, that's going to be the first thing that I take a close look at, because that much troop damage with crit and, like, let's say on Reaver, for example, you can get max crit, you have high X skill damage, you've got a lot of armor piercing, and then, that troop damage. So compare it to, call it 65% off of Stormbringer. You're going from 165% on your troop damage multiple to 250%. So it's really going to give you a huge boost.
Nice. Thank you so much, bro, says Arash. I have 1.3 soul booster Titan. I will try to grind and get him. That's a good idea, Arash. Again, also, too, remember, with that invocability of summoning Omega Imperials, at least up to 8, at least for right now that we know of, he is definitely going to be nice to use in future conquest and possible assault events, and maybe the new Alliance boss battle event when that does launch as well. Which, unfortunately to say, the Avalos event and the event after the Avalos event both say Alliance leaderboards, which kind of make me think that we're still not going to see the new event or assault. So, unfortunately to say, it's still taking longer. But so, Prometheo, go ahead. Was there another besides you said we were talking about the Ranger one, which is hard to say. Do you know how to pronounce that properly?
Yoichi's Yumiya.
One more time.
Yoichi's Yumiya.
Oh my gosh, I'm probably not gonna be able to do that.
All right, say it after me.
Yo. Ichi. You. Me.
Ya. Yoichi's
Yumiya. Wow.
Definitely Japanese. I haven't looked up the origin of it yet.
Oh yeah. The battle weapon of a warrior. See, we got here in the rewards another token.
So, has anyone tested Totec now to know whether casting Raised Dead counts as a summon for purposes of his ability?
That's a good question. A lot of questions with these new Invoke skills that a lot of people, of course, will be figuring out here, if not already. Yes, I am raiding super low lands with my level 13 Chernobog. This is what's happening, DOT community. So what we're reduced to. Zalon, say the bow's name again? I'd have to see the name. Yoichi Yumiya.
Yoichi's
Yumiya. Close, Pisces.
So, I think that Forseti's axes could be pretty good. You got troop damage with escalating troop damage and good armor piercing there.
Mm-hmm.
Actaeon's arms for defense, I like. All that resistance, 60% resist all is awesome, and then 70% armor, which scales up. Think about that as again, if Raised Deads count, then that could be good against Baba Yaga because it would neutralize some of her extra armor piercing. But the other three, I'm not really a big fan of.
Okay.
Godfrey's poleaxe seems like it's not really better than Mjolnir. Sigurd's Graham also, I mean, 60% troop armor. Meh, I'm not going to go crazy about that until we get some new Titans in the game that really can show their strength against troops. Then that one seems like a, complete waste, honestly.
Right.
If I got that one on 7K, I'd be pretty disappointed. And then Conyers Falchions, I mean, I'm not seeing immediately why that one would be that great other than for a solo infiltrator, in that you get Night Whisper levels of armor piercing and you also get Titan damage. But and then the rage on your Titan when there's an enemy summon, that could definitely keep you raged up for a while.
So it is better. You think it's better than the Trickster's Blades for Aria? Higher percentage on. Is it even give more damage? That's all that matters. That's all that matters, is it does give it even more damage, because I'm trying to get my Aria's damage up to 100k before crit, which means it'd be over it would be over 300k with regular damage, because she's already max crit right now. So I would love to get her over 300k damage.
Well, armor piercing is a 4x multiple on your net offense. So if you have enough armor piercing, then that's neutralizing the other guy's armor, which is potentially a 4x factor on his effective defense. So, 300 armor piercing off of the Falchions should do the job. And combining that with Titan damage of 80%, you could really do a lot with an infiltrator, but
I think that
at the same time,
80%,
the only thing you're giving to troops is...
might be more. It might be just a little bit more, because I think Big Trickster's Blades, I forget if it maxes at 70 or if it's a little bit higher. I'd have to see. I can actually look right after this battle.
Yeah, I'll check real quick.
Oh, if you want to, that's fine, yeah. Why, yeah, because I just maxed it out, so I have to see what the percentage is. But if we can get Aria's damage even higher, I would be happy. And I probably will get the gold 5-star infiltrator. Probably. I'll never see a 5-star champion relic. Like, not first generation, second, or third. Never.
Looks like Yuki's posted some of the new stuff.
Oh, yes. Yuki's posted a bunch of new stuff. I saw that he released a little note on the DOT Discord, and I publicly thanked him and also said, "Hail the database! All hail!"
Thank you, Yuki. All hail the database.
Yes, all hail. I'm thinking about saving for 7K for Rannick. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I wonder if Dee's listening. I wonder. The only reason I say that is because we haven't seen her at all tonight. Not pop in yet. I mean, she can't be busy. You know what I'm saying? She's been at home with Drum. Well, no, because he's still going to work. But she's been at home all the time. I'm sure. There's nothing going on in New York. New York's not exactly a place to be going out and doing much of anything right now. So, hope she's being safe. As well as everyone else. You know. Of course, today was a beautiful day, which it was supposed to rain today, but it was a beautiful day, and everybody was out walking again, and walking their dogs like crazy.
Yeah, we had a good one out here.
Everybody, the small, like you pull into like a neighborhood of 50 or 100 houses, and they're all out. Either if there's no sidewalks, they're all walking in the streets, but not in the middle. And then if you're pulling to a neighborhood that does have sidewalks, they're just consistently with people, and the dogs, man, they're loving it. I'm loving it. This is this has been the greatest time period for dogs. They get the most attention ever, and they get walked more than they've ever been walked before. What's up, Ice? 2K is still the best altar. 2K! Yes. Depends on what kind of player you are and where you are in the game, Ice. Because, of course, myself and Prometheo have, and plenty of others are going to say that they have a lot of certain types and they're only trying for certain things. So I think there may be some players that say, you know what, I got all the first and all the second generation 5 stars. I'm going to save for 7. And it's definitely something I have seen. I have seen other people say the same thing. Some people back in the day when the Titans dropped, though, like Chernobog and Belobog, there's people saying, I'll save for 10K. You know what those players did in like a week or two? I pulled like 400 or 500 DGs. Like, they never made it, They never made it. But see, also, when it comes down to the Titans in the DG altar, give them about 3-4 weeks, there's better Titans that are coming out in the game. So, there's that. So I wonder what they're going to do with these new Titans when they put them in the DG altars, because they did say there are other changes happening to the DG altar, and we know that's what's happening, because obviously now that we have Chernobog and we have Belobog, now what we don't have is who are Huntress and Oni. So that would be interesting. I think Oni looks so cool. So. Yeah, right, Frantic. Hopefully D is safe since New York has gone down the tubes. You're right. Is the Hummingbird Relic worth it, or would Imperial Damage Relic be better? Well, the Hummingbird Relic, I think, is if you're doing the Imperial Resist All build, right, Prometheo? For Hummingbird?
Yeah, it complements the Chilling Vial.
Yeah. So, I would say if you're not doing that, Imperial Damage Relic would probably be better, if those are your two choices.
Hummingbird could be in play for Progenitor.
Right. Which I wish, I don't know why, I never got a Progenitor put on my test account, because I would have loved to try out the new 5-star Guardian on the on Progenitor, but missed opportunity, devs. I need it on my test account. But, don't exactly have a place to put that information and tell anybody. Just say it here. Recently discovered my level 18 Fireball spell takes out those pesky level 25 Grens. Feel like an artist going through a period trying to get most damage out of Fireballs. Yeah, Fireballs are always fun.
Yeah, for anyone out there who hasn't tried that, if you're looking for fast ping pong grinding, the Flaming Rune for free Fireballs is one of the best ways to do it.
Yeah, and then the other one, Flaming Rune, and what's the other one?
Staff of Flames.
Well, no, and then there I guess there's 3 of them now. Sorry, Staff of Flames,
and then the book,
yeah,
the Tome of Fire.
Yeah, Tome of Fire, because that comes from the collections. So you can get them from, because not all the time are you getting the other one, the Fire Rune.
Right, the Unok collection has it. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you, because not our player, if you want one of those type of relics at any given time, as long as you collect the Unok collection, you can get that relic. It'll be great. Otherwise, yes, in events, look for the Staff of Flames, or possibly in like Theaters of War. You never know. You might hit a 4-star. In a like a gold 1 or gold 2, and you're like, oh look, Staff of Flames, great relic for grinding, and also the that Flaming Rune, which typically is in events. I'm possibly the 1000 DG altar. Just put that out there, because any half-decent 4-star that is in events and we never see them anywhere else, they're dropping in the 1K, definitely. Because you saw when I was pulling from the 1K, I got like Broomhilda's belt and like Marok's buckle and stuff that we.
Marok's buckle is solid.
That's what I'm saying. Like relics that we just normally wouldn't see anywhere except in like some of the higher tiers and events when they were released. They may not consider them up there now.
Yeah, it's your Echoes of Warfare.
Yes.
The pool that you would expect from Echoes.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit modified, but I think that's.
Yeah, it's a little bit more. I believe it's more updated than the Echoes, just with a few of the events that have happened within the last few months. They've added. I feel like a few of those relics in as well. Because the Echoes, I feel like, are outdated to like what, middle of last year. Maybe a little bit sooner.
So, Zalan, what's your most post-apocalyptic experience yet of the COVID phenomenon?
My most experience. Well, I guess. I mean, when I was on, well, I guess can't say like watching the news is like ridiculously groundbreaking, but when I found out that I was in one of the 6 highest counties for like the outbreak, the where they consider the epicenter, like where the main case for this, like the Pennsylvania area, at least the southern, southeastern, because we're nowhere near New York, so it's possibly could have been coming up from Washington. So, but yeah, southeastern Pennsylvania, which of course Pittsburgh, Allegheny County is one of the counties majorly affected, but I mean, down here around Philly, it's everything. Philadelphia and everything around Philadelphia is under a bit of a stay-at-home order, except if you're considered essential. So,
yeah, I just got an Amber Alert from the city of Los Angeles about.
Yeah, I heard that in the background. I heard. Wait, it's an Amber Alert to say stay at home?
Yeah,
that's weird. Because Amber Alert is supposed to be for a child who's been taken. Usually, that's interesting. Because there's Silver Alert, which is actually, and it's used a lot in Pennsylvania, which means an older person has escaped from like a senior living home. Silver Alert. It's real. Look it up. It's crazy. And Amber Alert, of course, everybody knows that because, of course, any kind of child that is ever taken, especially from like, school grounds or stuff like that, it's a very serious situation.
For me, the most startling thing was to go to the grocery store for a few days in a row, different grocery stores, and run into vast empty shelves. And then yesterday, I had to wait in a social distanced spaced line outside of Trader Joe's for about it was probably almost 45 minutes. And honestly, I didn't mind at all because when I got inside, they had everything on the shelves.
Oh, look, Yuki's here. Yuki and Vintage. They just popped in at the same time.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Yes, welcome. Most definitely welcome. So glad. And Yuki, we appreciate the new update that you made. We were talking about that probably 10 minutes before you popped in. So it's totally awesome. We really appreciate the time it took to put that all into the database. Oh, and question. Prometheo, ask your question. What did you there's a few things that are unknown about Invoke. Ask them, please. About like what is it?
Yeah, do we know whether Raise Dead spells count as summons for purposes of Totec's and the 5-star invokes? For example, if when you're using the the new ranger of Yoichi's Yumiya, which maybe that's actually. Zalan, do you think that they're kind of putting a shout out to Yuki in the game?
Yeah.
We should just call it Yuki's Yumiya.
Yuki's Yumiya? Ah, yes.
Yeah, I'm down with that. How about you?
Yeah, I am as well. Yuki. Right?
So okay, Vintage says Raise Dead is not a summon. All right. Well, that makes it easier.
Well, yeah, because it's a spell, technically.
Well, it's spell, summon, whatever. But I was thinking, okay, well, what if you're attacking a skeleton summoner and you've got that 5-star, they drop a skeleton, you drop a skeleton. It's like War of the Skeletons.
Right. Well, I wonder if you have 2 Totecs, and of course they're more equally leveled in Relic, because mine and Extinctions were kind of not exactly there, but if they were more equally balanced in troops and in relics and level, I wonder if you would just continuously summon like one Omega per 1 Omega, like on each side, over and over and over again. And
it would not surprise me if these developers create a recursive algorithm, one of these invokers, where things just keep on hitting over and over again, and it goes crazy.
Right. Summons are spells too. Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true, Yuki. Any kind of crazy knowledge you'd like to drop on us, Yuki? Like stuff that's been discovered or mentioned, or that you discovered or mentioned on any kind of... Oh, here comes D. Hi, guys. I'm a bit late. Don't mind me. As we said, what are you doing, D? It's Friday night and you're in quarantine zone. Like, super quarantine zone. Max level quarantine zone. Let's look at it that way. And what are your quarantine relics that you're equipping, D? She's like, I was sleeping? Jesus, D. I hope you're feeling okay. The only other reason I think that you'd be sleeping not early, early, would be if you weren't feeling well. Did Drum come home with the sickness? Down with the sickness? Strippers should be essential. Strippers should be essential employees. Oh, yeah, I guess so. But what if the adult club facility serves breakfast, Brain? Should they still be open? They're essential.
Something tells me Brain probably knows how to make that happen even when the clubs are closed.
Right? Oh, I guess most don't know, but Ayaka is no longer with me. What did you do to your Ayaka, Shark? Give us the stats on Legends, D. There we go. Machine wants the stats. Just a heads up, History Channel recently uploaded a mega library of content. It's awesome stuff. Is this on, like, History, like, has, like, an app, like HBO kind of situation? Or is this because you're saying uploaded a mega library? How are we accessing this, Vintage? Or is it if you just have cable? Oh, on YouTube? Okay. Interesting. Well, they probably know a lot of people are looking for stuff to watch. I need to hit lower level lands. My troops are getting eaten up. Yes, Vintage, we miss you. You fused your Ayaka away, says Pisces Shark. The game will never be the same. Ever, Shark. Now that you've fused away your Ayaka. I still have one. It chills at like level 12 or something. I've been got rid of Ayaka, right, Abu Thomas? The old days with Ayaka. Wonder if this is my last 3-star use. Let's just see. Yep. I'm going to see how many souls I got, because I started not with too many at all. Of course, want to grind to at least 8k. Now, I don't know if on stream tonight, but definitely want to grind to 8k. Oh! DOT community Ozark Season 3 dropped today. Bum bum bum! Should we do an Ozark tribute on Sunday? Wouldn't be a bad idea. I need a little bit of a response in the chat. Ozark? I don't know. I might just talk about the first episode. We'll see. Or maybe we'll just discuss season 1 and 2. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to talk about the entire last season, of course. I mean, third season. Because, of course, you need to watch it. But, if anything, if I do that, you have to at least... we will be talking about the show, so there will be some spoilers. Just in general. But should we do it on Sunday, the DOT community? Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, you did, Extinction. Good evening, Lawrence Wicks. First 3 episode discussion. First 3? I don't know about that. I might be getting too deep. Too deep. Also be a long stream. Legends is ranked 2 in Masters. 110 DGs for season reward. We are inside top 250 early. Just outside now. Better start grinding. Yes. Nice stuff. Glad Legends is on their way back up to Legend League, which is really cool. Well, I wanted to get this new Titan, and my Anubis was level 1, and I wasn't about to raid with that, so I fused Ayaka into Anubis. Nice. Anubis is fun to play with. Do you, Shark, I don't think you have the scales, but, I think there's the other, Prometheo, besides the scales, what's the other, terror spell, buffing relic?
Golden Scales?
No, I already said the scales. What are there's one other one that came out after Anubis.
Void Rune gives you more spells, but I don't think that there's another one that buffs the terror
I
spells.
thought there was a second relic that buffed terror. That came out later after Anubis. Could have sworn there was a second one. Because people were like, oh, that'd work really great with Anubis. And then Ice chimed in and was like, and Reaver. So, yeah, I think it was like, later. Dark Charm? Oh, yeah, Void Room just gives spells. Okay. Well, okay, yeah. It's Reaver that buffs, yeah. That's true. Let's see. On a walking.
We've got a new participant on Discord here. Chance?
Chance,
Who's
yeah.
that?
Chance has been on before a couple times, actually. He
Hey,
plays
how are
with
you?
Events RS. Yeah, that's Prometheo, but yes. How are you doing, Chance?
No, yeah, no. Hey, Prometheo. Yeah. So I jumped on to start a fight with you.
To start a fight with me?
With
Why?
It was the lawn. No, it was the lawn. Because there on the last stream, I can't remember what was being talked about, but Eros was downplayed quite a bit. And if you put Kronos' relics, like armor, damage, and health, the Omega Goliath relics on Eros, what a beast.
Oh. Well, yeah. Are you also referring maybe, I don't know if the belt is really all that great on there or not. I'd have to.
Well, the belt I think is the damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that belt came way after. What's it called? Didn't the belt come with Eros, or it came after Kronos? I know that.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
Yeah, but it's nice because it was nice because there was Time Worn Doll, and there was the Hourglass.
Yeah,
And
yes, that's the other one.
And then also with the belts now also giving the Omega Goliath the damage. I do like that. And well, Prometheo and I were discussing.
I was gonna say. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we have Prometheo on. Are all the belts void resist Prometheo, or is that just one I have?
The Omega belt is Omega Goliath damage, Goliath's armor piercing, and Titan and Army void resist.
Always void. Okay.
So, Chance, how far are you going to be going in this event? Do you think Totec is all that great, or are you going to be passing?
No, yeah. I'm done. I'm sitting a little over. The event minimum for beta was, well, I think 2025, I think. But yeah, I finished the first day, and
nice.
I mean, most people are on the same ship, so at least in my squad.
Nice. So, D says, "Oh no, watch out for Chance. He is trouble." Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, D and I, her husband's probably like, "Hey, man, stay away from that guy."
Stay away from that guy.
After the birthday night, yeah.
After the birthday night? Oh, okay.
Gosh.
So, have you gotten to play a lot with Totec on offense? Or are you thinking...
well, like, I'm kind of... I don't really like to... Because, okay, so, like, Chernobog, everybody's like, oh, you don't get a level 30, you don't get a level 40. If you want to have 2 tokens or 3, you have to level them up to 20 or 30. And I did that. I was in the mid-20s for most of the event, and I finished the last half with him at 30, so I could have 3 relics for it, but... I'm not gonna. I'll wait for the squad to be. I'll wait for the team to finish it off and give me a level 40, and then stack them up and put them at 50. But I did. It's interesting. Did you notice that they dropped the level 40 number 1 guy to a level 30?
Oh, in this one, I've seen that done. In other events. Where the first top is level 30. I have seen that in other events. I've seen them where it's 40 and 50. 40, 50, 30. I mean,
I don't remember a 30. Yeah.
You think that's
kind of low?
You think that's even? You think that's even lower than normal?
Yeah, I mean, at least I remember
10, 15,
taking home
20,
at least
25,
40.
30.
So
yeah, it's true.
I don't know.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I remember the gaps being a little bit different, where they jump up more than just 5 at a time.
Well, and I remember, like, don't you think, like, it was like 6 or 8 months ago you did it, and it was like always 50. And then
some
it's like,
40s, some 40s for the gods. I feel like a lot of gods that got released, the top team got a 40 instead of a 50. And it did feel like it was because they're like, oh, they're the new god. We're not going to give you, we're not going to give you a 50 Anubis. You're getting a 40. You know what I mean? So
well, and like I thought maybe because he's so cool, maybe it's. I just don't understand the reasoning of why the maxed out would be a 30. But I mean, it's kind of weird. But yeah, I mean, I basically long story short is I'm waiting for Monday morning when I can just stack up,
Well, also too, Monday is going to be a great time to do the fusion as well with the fusion event. So
yeah, I mean, true, but I mean that's not an uncommon thing. It is uncommon to see. I mean, and it's supposed to admit it's this big new. It's the Invoker. It's a big new thing, and we're not getting a 40 or a 50. We're getting a 30. It's like, did we do something wrong? Should we apologize? We need to write it into somebody and be like, what did we do wrong? I don't understand.
D says, where's Seth Mopad? He doesn't love us anymore. Well, isn't he in one of the NTG teams, D? Didn't that happen? Wasn't that the whole point? No, D wants more. She wants people, Seth Mopad using his accent for good. These pre-level titans are a fool's errand. One conquest can take a titan from 1 to 45 or 50.
Yes. Yeah. My Chernobog's at 37 from this whole thing, and I mean, I'm only sitting at like 24,000 for soul count.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a bit it could be underwhelming, but I think it's just a event that a lot of people aren't going as crazy, because here we are Friday night this is just across the board. This isn't just with specifically NTG alliances or Events R Us or beta or anything like that. You can get into top 50 for 300k souls. In a more popular event, this would be around 500 maybe right now, 6, 7 maybe, because a lot of times in super popular events, it hits 1 million on Saturday to get into top 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm
like, I check, I sign in, and I'm like, really? Like, this is this is what we're doing.
Friday
night,
like
nobody cares.
Friday night, Beta Soul would have over 1 million. Okay, top team would have over 1 million. Okay, no matter what.
Yeah.
On Friday night, at least here in the and when I say Friday night, I'm referring to this time in the U.S. Eastern Standard. So of course it may be your daytime, so you might be thinking, yeah, you're right, Zalon. It would normally be over 1 million, but yes, at this time, it should be over that. So you can definitely judge things by that.
Yeah. I'm on the team, bro. I'm telling you, like, half people have even like they haven't even like completed the event. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting to
What's
hear.
going on, gentlemen? How's the night treating you?
Oh, we got Ice. What's going on, Ice?
Ice. Oh man, how you doing? I'm just about to tag team out and go for dinner.
Bro, man, our back and forth is just off and on, man. Well, at least I got the hearing voice.
Right.
No, I'll give you a second here. So, I wanted to chime in on the whole thing about Titans. I mean, I don't know why they just don't put a level 50 Titan in every event. Is the Titan XP really that?
It's free. It's free money they're giving away. I mean, really. I mean, that fight for a level 50 would really, I think, boost up the overall economics for that. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right. People will pay for the XP.
So, Pro, I don't think this new Titan's getting a lot of love. What are your thoughts on whatever the name is on offense?
Totec, I think he has a really high armor piercing cap, and he's a better Aeolus with Grenadiers, but he doesn't have Omega Grenadiers, so I don't know why you would use any Grenadier relics unless you.
No, I think the Gren is a waste. I mean, really, you're looking at it as an imp Titan.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think that the way you use him is if you want to use Grenadiers, then it's basically for ping pong. You throw some Grenadier relics on there and just blast everything, and stuff will explode. But for a serious attack, he's an Imperial's Titan, and he's better than Aeolus. Yeah. Not much more. Do
you think he has any defensive metrics with those late imps that will spawn to milk out a long-term battle?
I don't see anything for defense on this Titan.
Okay.
So because I have a maxed out Earthshaker. Thank you, Conquest.
No, get out of here, you guys and your Earthshakers. Get out of here. All right,
gentlemen. I got to step away all the way, right?
All right, Prometheo. Thank you for joining, Prometheo. Thank you.
Bro, we'll talk later, buddy. Thanks again.
D says it will end around 500k to get into to top 50. That's what she's predicting that's going to be. Brady Dearden, thank you for joining. And our infiltrators, good, Zalon. Talking about this actually a little bit earlier as well. Infiltrators, depending on which ones you're referring to, yes, they can be. Certain infiltrators that are really good. Minotaur, okay. Aurea with particular skills. Certain skills are better than others on Aurea. She's probably one of the few last Titans that people really enjoy that has mixed skills. Also Bast, yes. Who else for infiltrators?
The rat is not terrible.
Yeah,
the rat's a solid poison infiltrator.
Jinshu, people do enjoy Jinshu. Anybody else? We forget anybody else? Ice, Chance?
No, I mean low-key, but that's about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most people are doing Bastinaria these days.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to pull a relic for the... Yeah, I already used the ones I got in my one head start pack, but I just pulled another 75 portal stones, so let's throw another relic in there. We're going to... Obviously, this is from the event, so like I said, I got to get at least 8k souls, and possibly more. So we got another 2-star, so that's cool. We're just going to cruise along with that. Vintage says, I'm going to need your help, Ice, and Chance. He says, can someone convince me that these Invoking Titans are better than just regular summoners? I am not seeing it.
Vintage.
No.
Vintage.
Seems like less
buddy.
troops. Seems like less troops. Go ahead.
It is. Now, I do have to say, they're a lot of fun to play with, though. I think the automatic battling with a summoner where you just plug and play, you're dropping troops on the ranged. I think if the Invoke skill came out before the summoner, it would make the battles a lot more dynamic.
Good point.
I mean, it's fun when the meteor strikes start flowing, and then the imp will spawn. Like, that's exciting. I think this is unfortunately the cart for the horse. So.
Well, and it's Vintage always. He's the kind of guy who will say he likes the Artemis over the. Man, I can't remember the other Panther lady. Because he likes the extra troops.
Basathi?
Is that who it is? There's some, it was like the 2.0 version. I can't remember. But anyway, so like he likes the extra troops. He's that kind of guy. So, and also he's familiar with going 4 or 5 minutes doing garrison war raids. So, he's all he cares about is how can I save myself 30 seconds. Or how can I beat him in 30 seconds faster, or how can I make them last 30 seconds longer on defense? So, no, I wouldn't say that the Invoker is better than the Summoner.
Ladega, sorry, it was Ladega, Chance.
There you go. Yep. Yeah. So, and she, for damage-wise, she was higher. But the Omegas, there was 3 more. So he favored Artemis, and he likes the Summoners, and he thinks they're more dangerous. But no, I would never argue that the Invoker is more dangerous, powerful than the Summoner. The Summoner is... Yeah.
I will say one thing, though. I think this opens up brand new realms of possibility for the game. Think about that first time when the Terror spell Invoker comes and an Omega spawns. That's going to be game over for any ranged troop. I mean, even for Osiris, that will be a huge advantage for the attacker in that regard. Or even when you're defending, I think this will be it brings a lot more dynamics to the game. But I have one thing to say to you, Vintage. Yeah. Mount armor. That's all I have to say, Vintage.
I have something to say to Vintage, but get back in it. Come on, we have very nice 5-star relics.
Chance is going, come on.
Yeah, get back in it, man. Like and then that guy. He has 200,000 divide gems. Like, go.
Oh, he's ready. He's ready.
Go.
Yeah, with this finger, over the button, like.
Yeah, really.
The Vintage is the one baller that could just pull all 7 Ks and not even feel the hit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No problem, Vintage. Thanks for the shout out, though. Get back whenever you're ready, baby. Well, let's go.
We miss you, buddy. We miss you.
Mm-hmm.
And Omegas. Vintage comes back with an Omegas I can drop where I want them and when I want them. Evokers seem like more luck and randomness. Have they squeezed some luck and randomness right back into the game again? They're like, they want Titans with set skills. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna make these Invoke skills. They're gonna be random, all over the place kind of thing. So it's just gonna throw so much dynamics into it. So you can totally suck one time and then be totally boss the next time. And be attacking the same exact place.
So, Chance, you're with Beta. We have not actually really talked before, but great to have you join me. I heard
You know what that means? You get the official ice rundown. So he's gonna have to break everything down now. He needs to know who you are.
Yeah, Ice. No, I've never been on with you before, Ice. Yeah, great.
Great to hear your voice, man. So that being said, how long have you been with Beta?
This June of this year. January of this year.
Okay, so you're newer to the Beta teams.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
They've always been...
Yeah, D hooked me up looking for... I was top 10 since June of last year.
Gosh darn.
But I wanted the number 1 or top 2, and yeah, this is where I'm in.
Who was your former alliance?
The Kingdom. They're top 10 to top 4 usually. I mean,
okay,
they're not bad.
And then what level castle are you right now?
23. I refuse to go up to 24. And my defense sucks. I need to get a bunch of relics up, and
I think everybody's defense sucks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I told Zalan, I'm like, well, I can compete with the big boys because I have all the void summoners and the void guys, and I fused away 2 Anubises. So I'm super attack mode, but yeah, I mean, my Pigsy on defense is 50k. So, but if I was 20,
and what's your? You mind sharing your relic setup that you prefer with Pigsy that you've had some success with?
Well, I would love a wild arrows and the 5-star. I do have the 5-star, but I don't have the wild arrows, so I didn't combo it with.
Okay.
Anyway, long story short, I have Minotaur Skull. I shouldn't say this, but my spell defense, my elemental damage defense is 88%. And then
have you had any success with it being 88 versus 90?
Oh, stop! Nobody goes after a Pigsy garrison. I mean, I never get attacked. It's not that I'm winning or I'm losing. Nobody even attacks.
You just are dormant all the time.
Well, yeah, they know. Like if a Pigsy's under 30, it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go. Ooh, I'm so cool. Let's go kill a Pigsy. But when they're 35, 40, 50k, I mean, or 50 million. I mean, my 50 million pigs, they just don't go after it.
They're just chilling. Now, do you think that this new Titan will have a shot at attacking a Pigsy because of the high AP?
No. I've seen the videos. It's like that stuff comes out early. Yeah, we do not have a Pigsy killer yet.
Okay.
No. I mean, yes, an Osiris, God, who's that? Cerberus, and there's somebody else that can do it with like a couple seconds to spare, but why spend 6 minutes? You know what I mean?
Oh, it's brutal. I know. Like when you get stuck on one, oh gosh.
I mean, it's awful. What are we doing? And and I'm moderate. Like if I put my 5-star, whatever the heck, on my Baba Yaga instead. But if I had the 5-star, the wild arrows, and the skull, I mean, it would be like 60 million. And like full out 25 level guys, they're 75 million.
So what caused you to not finish the last Wild Arrows event?
Gosh, I can't remember that one. I think I work a lot, but yeah, I was definitely heartbroken about that because I wanted that melee. The only reason you get it is for the melee.
That melee is so high on that relic. It's the unusual outlier.
Well, now it's super fun on Baba Yags, but
Baba Yags.
Too much.
That's
Prometheo's like so pissed right now. He's like, "It's Baba Yaga."
It's Baba Yaga.
I love his pronunciation. It's my favorite of all time. I just want to hear him say it over and over again.
Oh my gosh, that man. Yeah.
Pro's the fave. All right, Zalon, take it, buddy.
Oh, I was just trying to convince Dee to jump in. Yeah,
what is she doing?
Yeah, she's got her sister-in-law there. She's using. Okay, listen. This is how the chat went. So if you're not reading the chat, people watching the stream after the fact, you need to hear this. So it says, D says, Ice owes me a B-Day song. So apparently you owe her a B-Day song. But besides from that,
she owes us a stream. That's what she does.
That's true. Touche, Ice. Touche. So I said Discord D 15 minutes, please, because I knew her immediate excuse was going to be my sister-in-law is here. So she responded with my sister-in-law
Now,
is
how
here.
about this, D?
So
How about this,
I
D?
said
I have these back.
we know. So I said we know just 10 minutes then. And then she just goes like this. She sends the emoji with the face going, So I said, we need the official, the New York City update epidemic update.
That's true.
Yes.
We do.
And it is official.
Update.
We're gonna, yep. I'm putting my hand up to my ear because you can't see me. But yeah, this just in. We have D on site in NYC. She's here to report in on how everything is going. D.
Yes!
D, how is everything going?
It's okay. Andrew's sister goes, it's horrible.
It's horrible.
So there's over 100,000 cases in New York, in the U.S. 45,000 of them are in New York State, right?
Oh my goodness. Is it that high?
Yeah, we just actually checked because she was like, well, you don't want to be wrong.
This is true.
This is
true.
It's a big stream. It's a big stream.
It's a big stream. It's a big stream. 28
we
people
actually
watching.
went to the grocery store this morning just to get stuff, and it was really bad. I thought it was really bad.
Okay, so it was really bad
Did you have to
this morning.
explain this hobby of yours to your sister-in-law? Dee, does she know about this alternate life you live in Dawn of Titan?
Shaking her head no and rolling her eyes.
And does she have a screen name we can refer to her as rather than sister-in-law?
She said no.
Awesome.
So not only sister-in-law listening, not only is what's her name? We're gonna go by.
It's called SIL, sister-in-law.
Oh.
Okay.
Sil.
Yeah, no.
Sil.
Sil. We got Sil and D joining us on the live stream.
Sil and
We
D.
can call her Doc.
Doc.
Yeah, well, she's a doctor.
Oh.
We have a medical professional on the line. Come on, your stream just gets more and more exciting.
Yeah,
bro.
it does. It does get because the morning show, I listen to has a doctor.
Gynecologist. What did you say there?
Yeah.
I'm getting in trouble. I need to stop.
Getting in
She
trouble.
needs to know that this is going all over the internet right now. Does she understand that her sister-in-law has command of over 1,000, army members in this Dawn of Titans land?
Oh yeah. This is right.
Like, she not only is like a boss in her work environment, but she commands literally thousands.
Yes.
In this game.
Yes, people all over the world listen to D, and
All over the world.
all over the world they listen to D, and they're like, oh,
Russia,
Yeah.
Japan.
yeah, oh yes, everyone from sea to shining sea.
And she really is the glue of millions of dollars of transactions a week
Yes, this is true as well.
through an electronic gaming platform.
Yes.
This is incredible.
And also this sister-in-law, she has to know that the drum, yes, commanded plenty of transactions in the game by just telling people, oh yeah, this Titan's awesome, or oh, this Titan's trash. He would just say one or the other, and people would be like, spend.
He was like a stock analyst to thousands of people.
Yes.
Good, bad,
Yes.
buy, sell.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So this is all true. This is all very true.
Your sister-in-law has quite some power over all of us and can make us. I mean, she has the power to have people spend nearly $100, and by the end of the weekend, could hit kick, and they could be kicked
Yes.
for missing an event.
Yes.
Few souls.
Yes. The ramifications of not doing what she says can be brutal.
Well, our number one goal right now is to find toilet paper and meat.
Toilet paper and meat.
That's what's on our minds.
Are you talking about
Yeah.
any? Will you take any meat at this point? Because it doesn't matter.
We'll take any meat at this point.
Speaking of meat, have you guys seen Tiger King yet? Tell me you guys have watched the
Here
Tiger
we go. It had to go this way.
It had to go this way. I haven't seen
I
it
have
yet.
no idea what you're talking about.
This is, I have promo documentaries. This is the greatest documentary in the history of Netflix or video on demand. It is.
He's not wrong.
Am I right, Chance? Have you even crested the Tiger King? Have you even
it was
crested and broken in?
No, 100%. So like a couple nights ago, my roommate and I were having dinner, and I come in late, 15 minutes into some stupid show, and because I'm normally hanging out in the man cave playing my game, and it's dinner time, so I'm watching it, and we eat dinner, and then we're done, and like the last couple of 10 seconds is like October 19th. Hey, I'm in jail, and then it ends, and I'm like, oh. Well, that was a cool movie, a cool show. I guess we'll just pick that up 6 months from now and figure out what happens. And then, boom, next episode. And I'm like, incredible. I'm like, what is this a series?
Zalon, do you even know what we're talking about?
No, not at all. I know what the show. I've seen like the ads for it, but I haven't actually done any research into it.
You can't make it up. Like you can't make it up. I work with creatives, and I think to myself like, none of us could have come up with this plot line.
Yeah, no, Zalon, if Chance wrote a book and it's like, exact same thing, people would be like, you're a moron. But because it's real life, everybody's like,
I can't even say some of the things because it's so absurd. I mean,
all right, good. Don't spoil it. No,
it can't even be spoiled. It can't even be spoiled. I can tell you everything that happens.
You gotta see it, man.
You watch it and still have the same, like, oh my goodness,
right?
What am I watching?
Extinction. What's it called? Extinction says "hot-a-diddle." That's an interesting way. I haven't heard that one yet. Churro says thousands have their information in a spreadsheet. Ah, yes, sister-in-law. D 2020. So yes, that is true, Churro.
Oh man, I mean,
that is true.
D could run for office.
D does have a lot of information on a lot of players in the game. Plenty of which have come through NTG and have gone to other alliances. She knows where you've come from and how much you've done in our event, in any of our teams.
Where you're going.
And where you're going. Oh gosh.
Where she'll send you.
I kind of sound like Santa Claus, though, right? I know if you've been good. I know if you've been bad.
You're right. Can you participate in the next event? We'll see.
Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell.
Time will tell.
Yes. Yes, that is now like the one of the few official DOT sayings of 2020 is time will tell.
Time will tell.
Yes, Tyler P says Tiger King is amazing. Extinction says not for me. Machine says praise Deezus, feed the drum. That's another thing, sister-in-law. Machine brings up a good point. A lot of food topics are also brought up on these live streams, especially from D. She'll just randomly go into, so this is what I'm making for dinner tonight, and she'll just go right into it. So we do have.
No problem.
He is quite well fed. Let's just say, we all know she is making some really good meals there.
So D, no, in all honesty, I know it's been pretty crazy in New York. How are you guys doing practically right now? Has it friends, family okay? What have you guys been going through?
So my office is closed. I don't think anyone's allowed to go to work unless they're essential. So I've just been home going crazy. Drum is working. Family is fine. But if I get infected, I'm blaming him.
Brutal.
Because he's considered essential, and they're making him go to work, and they're not taking any precautions whatsoever.
Well, okay. So have a lot of his coworkers been kind of like dropping like flies, or what?
Not necessarily, but he said there were a couple of arguments over getting too close to people, and it was like, "Whoa, back up 6 feet!" Like. Yeah. People about to get into a fight, right? Because you were not 6 feet away.
Well, because every day they feel like they could be walking right into it. So
right. So people are definitely excitable, right, about this thing, and they're getting upset about it.
Mm.
Yeah, when you go to the grocery store, people are anxious. I mean, that's for sure. People don't know how.
Everyone had almost everyone had a mask. People had gloves today. Like we were there when the store opened in the morning, and I've never seen it this crowded. There were entire meat sections that were completely turned off with like covers on them because there was nothing to fill.
Yeah, it's gone. So did you guys have any, were you able to find any like protein products? Or are
So
you
one of
all
our
vegetarian
neighbors,
right now?
I think his brother owns a meat market in Little Italy on Arthur Avenue in the Bronx.
Oh, come
Little
on.
Italy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
They typed up a letter, put it in everyone's mailbox, like in the vicinity of where they live, which is like in the road across the street. And this is the burbs, right? Everyone's kind of spread out. We don't really know the neighbors, even though we've been here 2 years.
Nice.
So we don't know them. Nobody knows anybody, but they leave this thing in our mailbox. And what did Andrew just say?
It's drum.
What?
It's drum. It's drum.
Drum,
What
yeah.
you're saying, but
Drum.
anyway, Andrew's sister was like, Drum's sister was like, oh, you know what? I'm getting nervous, like, because we're spoiled, right? We need to have our lamb for Easter, and there's no lamb to be found.
Your lamb.
She started freaking out. She's like,
Wow.
we need lamb for Easter, and I'm like, okay. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna just place an order on the meat market website. They offered all of us a 20% discount with free delivery. So she ordered it yesterday. Yeah, she ordered it yesterday online, and it's pricier, right? But this is high quality meat. You're getting this from a meat market, right? That probably provides the meats to all of the Italian restaurants in Little Italy on Arthur Avenue. I mean, if anyone's from New York or knows about New York, you know Arthur Avenue is like the best of the best, I think. I'm biased. But anyway, so they hand delivered it to our door today. There was a guy with a shirt that said the name of the meat market, and he hand delivered it to us.
Come on.
Nice.
Yeah, it was freaking amazing. So now I'm like, well, we're paying double the price of the grocery store, but we're getting high quality stuff, and at least we're getting meat, right?
How much was it a pound?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about, but like the ground beef was like $8 to $10 per pound.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
getting premium.
Yeah, you're getting, it's like double, right? What you're paying at the grocery store. Like the pork chops, she got pork chops. The pork chops, I think, were $7 or $8 a pound.
Here's the reality, though. You're in the middle of a crisis in your state. Food is scarce, and you're supporting local companies. That's awesome.
Right.
If you can do it, you do it.
Right. She got a 2-pound, I think, lamb roast with like, it was like wrapped with cheese and asparagus and like a sprig of rosemary on top, $47.
Yeah, well,
that's
Drum
pretty
can't be
hefty,
working
but
out
it'll
at
be
home
amazing.
without his protein.
Well, we got a 20% discount.
Oh, well,
Oh,
You're
even
doing-
more.
you're doing fine.
Even more, buddy.
Churro says
But that sounds awesome. It'll be great. It's Easter.
something.
It's Easter. We have our lamb, and now I don't have to worry. The only thing that they had really at the store is they're completely out of chicken. There's no chicken to be found at all.
So
What did I buy? I bought some pork. They had pork chops at the store. There was some beef. There's a lot of beef, but no chicken at all.
Yeah, chicken is
Turkey.
gone. Everywhere.
Chicken's gone. The ground beef, they said limit two packages. I don't know. She thought that we would get toilet paper. There was no toilet paper to be found at all. There was some boxes of tissues. Now, mind you, we're getting there at 7:00 when the store's opening, right? So they must have just restocked. And there were people in all the can aisles, like, restocking like crazy. And I've never seen the store that crowded in the morning before.
yeah, on a Friday.
It was insane. I mean, we went at like 7-something in the morning.
Now, Dee, have there been any reported deaths in New York from COVID?
Oh, for sure. I think it's over 500, right?
Do they have age demographics from those? Has there been anybody that would be considered healthy? Do we know?
You know, I honestly don't know. And I think the biggest problem is that they took so long to start testing. And I think that's also why the numbers are rising so rapidly, because people were infected and we just didn't know because they just started opening testing centers. They just opened one recently on literally in a parking lot off a busy highway off of an exit. And there still aren't that many open, but I think that, and I don't think we've reached our peak yet.
Wow.
I mean, they're not even making announcements at my job. We had a happy hour Zoom meeting yesterday.
Yeah.
Like a video conference, happy hour, where everyone had a drink, and where there's like 30 of us on the Zoom, and they didn't even bother to announce that we're not working from the office because all businesses are closed until further notice. You'll get fined if you go to the office and it's opened.
Really?
Yeah, they turned the Javits Center into a hospital. hospital in New York City, the Jacob Javits Center. It's now a hospital.
Man, this just got real in a different type of way. My goodness.
Well,
Super
yeah,
scary.
I mean, like I said, I don't live in the city. I live right on the outskirts of the city in the burbs, but I have
In the
friends
burbs.
in the city and I have coworkers in the city. And I mean, my girlfriend's afraid. I'm like, listen, if you need to come here, my sister-in-law's here, but we do have another bedroom. You can come if you need to. She's afraid to leave the city. She's in the city, in like Spanish Harlem
Yes,
area.
D will take the refugees in. Bring the refugees.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? Like, my sister-in-law couldn't get back home because the borders, they closed the borders.
Yep. Vintage says it's a glorious
Your
time to have
vintage.
land. I just ran out of elk. Times are tough. Inform
Wow.
drum that Vintage has ran out of elk. It is tough.
So sorry for you, buddy. Times are lean.
Well, I've run out of freezer space.
Yes.
You got more than enough, it sounds like.
Churro says
I need
hashtag
another
burnt
freezer.
basil, D. Yes, Churro's been around for a
God.
while.
Yes.
I actually, speaking of burnt basil,
throws the basil on top of the cheese.
speaking of burnt basil, I made this beautiful vodka sauce.
Oh,
I
vodka
made this
sauce?
beautiful vodka sauce the other
How'd it
day.
go?
And I mean, it was fine. It wasn't my best vodka sauce. I cut a couple corners, but it was not the worst vodka sauce. I mean, I would say it was restaurant grade vodka. Maybe not.
Did it pass the
Italy
drum
restaurant
test?
grade,
Did it pass the
but
drum
it was maybe
test?
like it was maybe like Connecticut or like not New York restaurant grade vodka sauce, right?
Now, I've never
So
had
anyway.
a good vodka sauce. So what makes a good vodka
So,
sauce?
in my opinion, the best vodka, well, the color has to be right, the thickness has to be right, the consistency has to be right, and
These
the
specifications.
saltiness, right? Like some people use pancetta, some people use prosciutto. I like a mixture of cubed pancetta and prosciutto. Just
Okay,
gives
this
the
is
right
Yep.
flavor.
Now does your
Insider trading right here.
sister-in-law? Now we mentioned the food thing earlier. Now does your sister-in-law not understand how this all works?
Well, Drum already told her because she needs a little help on pairing things together. She likes to mix different ethnicities. Like if she's doing like an Italian entree, she'll do like a side that's not Italian, like that doesn't
We
pair
call
well.
that fusion, dude. It's fusion.
Fusion.
So we're teasing her a little bit about that.
Well,
But,
of course,
Drum
because
told her that
if Chef
I'm super
Ramsay
strict.
wouldn't do it, then Drum's not behind it.
Well, Drum was like, Dee's really strict. Like when it comes, like if she has an opinion, she's going to give it to you. Like feel free, she'll let you cook in the kitchen, but she's going to give you her opinion, and she's probably gonna watch over you.
she's gonna hawk over you a little bit, a little hawking.
So great.
What are you doing there?
No, she's doing really good though. She's helping out whenever I need something. She does it. She sometimes I'll go to bed early. I'll wake up. The dishes will be done. The dishwasher will be filled. Like she's really more than
Oh,
Drum
you
is
mean the
doing.
things that Drum's supposed to be doing? Oh, okay.
Pretty much, kind of. So anyway, I made this vodka
Drums is
sauce.
loving life
Yeah,
right now. He's
Drum's
going
like,
to work
I can play my
still,
game.
coming home to a clean house.
Yeah, I come home,
So
I can
listen
play
to
my
this.
game.
I made this vodka sauce. Now, the day his sister came was a Saturday. I made chicken Madeira, and it was just superb. Like he says it was the best Madeira that I've ever made. I took my time. Like I wasn't rushing. I was cooking. It was nice. His sister got here late, so she doesn't eat bread, and she was eating bread to soak up the Madeira sauce. And mashed potatoes, like both of them were just like literally licking their plates. And I was like, oh, I guess it did good. My Madeira was good. So then I make this vodka sauce 3 days later, and he was like, I have to tell you, it doesn't hold a candle to the Madeira.
Ah.
Yeah, did yourself, D.
I was
Yeah,
like,
did yourself.
What? And he's like, the Madeira was like high-end restaurant, like Little Italy, like this is award-winning. He's like, but the vodka sauce, leaves much to be desired. And his sister was like, what? And I was mad. I'm laughing about it now, but like, yeah, like, you're downstairs not doing anything, and I'm cooking for you during this quarantine, and you're going to criticize my food?
Oh,
And then he started saying to his sister, oh, well, she's threatened to poop in my food. I'm sure I've eaten poop one of these days. I'm like, well, you haven't.
the old feces
But
trick,
it's the only thing I could threaten.
Some old fecal matter pate.
Yeah, right?
Little caca caviar.
Anyways. That's my little thing.
Well, Dee,
So, yeah,
you're
I think
back. We
we're
can
close
tell
to-
you're back.
So
I'm here.
so have you
Sound like you're doing okay.
have you ran out of
I haven't
alcohol
gotten
yet?
it yet.
Have you? I was gonna say, did you run out of alcohol yet or no?
No, his sister brought some really nice gin.
Oh, okay.
Hendrick's gin. I think we never had that from Scotland. I've never had it before.
Fantastic. Little
Is
cucumber.
it? I've never had it. And she made me this gin and tonic, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
Now, not sure if your liquor stores are still open in New York, but if you do
They
get
are.
out again, you can get a little bottle of Saint Germain.
Oh, I
You
have
like
Saint
Saint
Germain. I have that.
Throw a bar spoon of Saint Germain in with some soda water and a cucumber. Absolute fire.
I actually I made a drink with that, and Drum said it tasted flowery, and he's like, "What is this?"
It's elder. It is. It's elderflower. It's elderflower.
Yeah. He's like, "What is this? Why do we have this?" I'm not drinking it.
Oh, he's missing out.
Yes, Churro said I heard quarantinis are essential in these hard times.
Quarantinis.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a little stir crazy. I'm getting stir crazy. It is a little weird here.
Dee's used to her normal schedule of waking up and getting ready for work and jumping on that train and having a great time on the quiet
going
car.
Your train friends. What if what if some of your train friends don't come back, Dee? What do we do?
Yeah. Were any of your train friends old?
They're all older.
Oh,
This is gonna be sad.
it
We're gonna have a
will.
real sad stream
I
one
don't know. I
day.
have to message them. Oh my
You
God,
have to
it's
ask
terrible.
them right now, Dee. They may never train again.
Do you know Drum thinks that I'm gonna die if I get corona? That's
No.
what he said to me. He was
No.
like, "Oh, I have to wash
that
my
is-
hands because if you get corona, you're gonna die."
What? So does he just say you have a weak immune system? What does he think that you don't have what it
No,
takes?
so
Cigarettes, like
I have
once a
really
year.
bad asthma, and he thinks that my asthma is gonna.
And Drum has no deficiencies.
This is not serious. This is a joking matter.
I have a really good immune system. Like he's been sick multiple times where I'm around him, he's breathing on me, I'm not sick, right? So my immune system is good. But if I were to get sick, I am a little compromised. I do have really bad asthma. But I have a doctor here.
That's right. That's true.
Who actually yelled at me the other day because she didn't like the way I was cutting something. I was chopping something fast, but I do it, like the way the chefs do with my knuckles, right? So I can go fast. I'm not going to cut my finger off, right? So I'm doing it with my knuckles, and she's like, "Oh my God, be careful. What if you cut yourself?" And I'm like, "Well, if I cut myself, we're not going to the hospital, right? Because I'm not going to the hospital. There's corona there." And she's
Yeah.
like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Well, could you stitch me up here?" And she's like, "I guess if I have to." And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll just take some sewing string, put it in alcohol. You'll be fine."
Right?
Oh, my
Deal take a couple
I'm like, "Yep."
quarantinis real quick and we're good.
Yeah.
This is-
I got a doctor. I have everything I need.
We'll still
What?
do a stream reveal.
No, she already left. She's like rolling her eyes at me. Thinks I'm weird.
That's so weird.
I love this.
But
This is great.
these are all your
She's
friends
making me
outside.
exercise, though.
We're all concerned about you, Dee. So we all want to make sure that you're
Thank
okay.
you. I'm fine. I'm alive.
Well, see, the thing
I haven't
is,
gotten sick yet.
plenty
Drum
of-
thinks he has corona, though.
what does he?
No, I mean, I don't know. He was off last week
I don't know.
on vacation. He's been working this week, but it takes 5 to 12 days is the incubation period. So if he got it one of the days this week, we wouldn't know until next week or the week after, even if he has it. It's also allergy. It's allergy season.
Yes. Also,
Right,
too,
so I have
regular
allergies.
flu, regular flu is also going around.
Right. I've been clearing my throat and coughing for 3 weeks straight. I don't have coronavirus.
Yeah, but people are probably looking at you weird. Yeah, listen.
People are looking at me weird.
Yeah,
What
do
are
not
you
cough
coughing
and-
on?
Yeah, don't cough
Not
around
good.
people. I have definitely seen other people and also felt a cough coming on myself when I've been around other people. And I'm like, oh, better not do this, hold it back.
Well, so his sister
so
told
true.
me that there's really not much difference between allergies and corona symptoms. The main thing is a fever. So she's like, as long as you don't have a fever or fever symptoms, then I say that we'll just chalk it up to allergies.
Oh, if Drum dies of coronavirus, Neil Peart will be ashamed of him. Ooh, that's from Vintage. That's from
Neil
Vintage.
Peart will be what?
Neil Peart will be ashamed of him.
Wait.
I think
Tell
it's a
Vintage to
drummer.
hop on. Come on, Vintage. We need buddy. Join us on Discord, man.
Who's Neil? Wait, who's Neil Peart?
Neil Peart's
The
one of the
drummer.
greatest drummers of all time, Chance.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
You're clearly not a musician. You're clearly not a musician.
No, which band? Oh, it's Neil Peart. It's Rush. Oh, okay. You guys are so disappointed. You have to explain it. That's so funny.
Neil Peart's one of the greatest of all time. One of the greatest.
Yeah,
Sorry,
he
buddy.
died. Did he die?
Yes.
Yeah,
This is the one that just
67.
died in January.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right.
But see, the thing is, Drum is like what the he's built like Schwarzenegger, you know, so he'll be fine. His immune system is fine.
So here's another funny story. For Christmas, I bought a Ring doorbell, and I didn't give him a hard time because he works in the package industry, so I didn't give him a hard time. But he finally I was like, can we put the Ring doorbell in? As in, can you please install this? This weekend.
We know what that means.
So this weekend,
The men.
he installed the Ring doorbell, and we got the app, and it's super fun. And so I had a rough week. I was so tired. His sister's been making me exercise with her, which is good. But finally, at 4:30.
Why is that a bad thing? That's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But around 4:30, I was working, and I had to finish something for work, and I couldn't keep my eyes open. I just started dozing off. I was like, all right, I'm just going to go take a nap. I set my alarm for 45 minutes. Well, 4 hours later, and she told me she kept hearing an alarm, and she didn't know what it was. I just kept resetting the alarm. I just kept hitting restart. It was like a timer. Anyway, while I was sleeping, somebody came to the door, and she didn't know because she wasn't familiar with the Ring doorbell chime. And she thought maybe it was like a noise coming from downstairs because he's been downstairs and we've been upstairs. And so anyway, I have the Ring doorbell app, and I opened it up, and I watched the whole thing unfold in front of my eyes.
How creepy was it? Was it creepy?
Well, he pressed it, and nobody came. It was 3 minutes. He's waiting. Then he knocks on the door. Then Drum opens it, and he didn't even interact with the guy at all. He starts yelling at his sister. Why didn't you open the door? Look, it's Vincent. It's the meat market guy. This is the meat you ordered. Why don't you? And the guy's just staring at him, holding the meat. And it's funny because there's a step up, and Drum's already big. So you see this guy, right? And then you see this other arm coming from 2 feet higher. And it's it just looks really funny. I wish I could post the video. It's really funny. It's like this gigantic person looking down at this other person, holding meat in his hand, not interacting with them all. The guy's just here, just take the meat, I'll leave. That's what it looked like. It would have been cool to dub voice
So
it.
Drum yells at sister-in-law like he yells at you? That's how
In
it's
front of meat. No, he's actually meaner. He's meaner to her.
He's so you're not the only person that gets a D. Okay.
No. I get a little bit of it, but I get the love too.
Mm-hmm.
She just gets the mean.
She just gets all the mean.
Well, and I do feel for him because her and I are very much the same. We have a lot of similarities, and we think the same. And so he's dealing with two of us now. So just the one. And
Wait, how tall is she?
Really
How tall is she?
So she's actually really tall. She's 5'11".
Oh.
Man, height has ran in that family.
Right. Well, he's 6'8". His mom's 5'11". His dad is 6'5", I think. Yeah, they're tall.
Unreal.
So is it like going to dinner with a bunch of titans?
Well, I'm so used to it. Everyone's taller than me, so I don't mind. But yeah, they're both super tall. I do feel like
the drum
child.
the drum collection, the drum collection, the whole of his family. They're all the big
cruise, I
the
think,
big titans.
in October, and we had just come from the pool. We went to the gym, and then we went to the pool, and we were holding our towels and stuff. But we went to they were having a liquor sale at the gift shop, so we went in there to buy this liquor, with towels on us and stuff. And he's holding my shoes in his hand. And the guy looks at the shoes and is like, "Where's your kids?" So I was like, "Those are hers." They were so small.
Who are your kids?
It was embarrassing.
Oh, they're hers. Nice. Very
It was
nice.
kind of embarrassing.
Ice Vintage can't
Never
join
mind.
Discord. I rearranged my office, and the microphone has been cast out to the basement. Cast out?
I thought we were hanging out with Vintage. I thought I was supposed to plan a rendezvous.
I don't know.
We were in May. We're a little coroned.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yes. A little coroned.
Canceled the East Coast.
Oh my god.
Everything's done. I've had friends cancel conferences. It's been unreal. I mean, none of us can plan anything until the fall now. Most of in my industry, at least. It's
I do
rough.
a lot of conferences for my job, and most of them are canceled through August right now.
Yeah, they're gone. They're all gone.
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna
pretty
tell you, for my parents who are definitely retired, and they're in retirement phase 1, which is like typically between 65 and like 80, where you can still go and do things, you know, travel, enjoy life, you know. So my parents are like, well, all the entertainment stuff is closed, obviously, like going to the movies or being able to go to like shows, like anything like that. And then my mom's like, and well, you know, all the doctor's appointments, like normal checkups and like physical therapy stuff and everything else, she's like, all that got canceled. So me and your dad are kind of bored at home. We've been playing like we've been busting out board games and trying to watch
Mom and Dad are
the
playing
new stuff.
DOT. They're
Yeah.
all level 1, level 2 castles.
Yeah, they're playing DOT. That'd be funny. That'd be funny.
What's this game? Zalin?
Who's this guy Zalin?
Zalin is AP. What does that mean?
Yeah, who is this? But anyway, I'll tell you, it's just interesting to hear from their perspective as just retiree types and being like, you know, besides from going to the grocery store, we pretty much have nothing to do, you know? And then
So sad.
even my dad
Totally right.
has a few friends that he goes and plays chess with, you know, either they come to my parents' house or he goes to their place, and they're all like, we're not going anywhere. So, like everything, you know.
So tough.
Everything for them is on pretty much, you know, standstill. Even
Well, it's really hard, and when they tell you can't do something, it makes you want to do it more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I don't want to go anywhere, and I'm making excuses. Like, I don't want to, I'd rather just stay home and not hang out with friends. And he's like, why are you so antisocial? Well, now I want to be social. Like, I want to go out and do stuff because I can't. So it's you know.
Yes, Eric, yes. Books are a part of their regular, normal time. It's just a simple fact that there's not, like, that my parents are just used to going out, you know? Like, also, too, definitely in the last 10 years, they've definitely take the time a few days out of the week, it could be during the week or on the weekends, that they just go out to eat, you know? And I do look forward, there are certain things of just, you know, retired life that I'm definitely like, yeah, that's a good part, you know? And that's one, definitely.
I think it's all routine. Retired life is so about routine. When
Yeah.
that's interrupted, everything's gone. That's
Right.
how it is for my parents.
Yeah, just going out to eat, you know, a few days out of the week,
Right,
just
you can't
because,
even do that anymore. It's just takeout.
yeah,
If that.
you know. But that's the thing, you know, that all that's gone for them. So it's definitely.
And I've heard the restaurant industry in New York is going to be decimated after this.
Well, I already heard
I'm
that
anticipating.
there's already places that are basically done. You know, not just in New York, but just all around the whole country. There are businesses that are just restaurants that are shuttered.
Think of it this way: some restaurants or businesses, right, have high rent, right? Think maybe $5,000, $10,000 a month rent. Now, if you're closed for 2 months, you're already under. I mean, can you take a hit like that?
No, not at all.
Drum was
There's
saying,
going to
I don't
be
remember what it was.
massive bailouts, is what it is. So, like, I work with nonprofits, so there's a good chance a lot of them have already contacted their mortgage lenders, and as a result, they're going to get 3 months lenience or 3 months added to the end of their mortgage.
Can you do that?
Yeah, in the midst of a crisis like this, if you have a
Anybody?
mortgage. Yeah, that's and no, I know in
Do
California.
you need to have not
Well,
lost your job?
No. Well, this is for nonprofits in
Oh.
particular. But no,
Help
but
me.
businesses are going to do it. No, I
Yeah,
have friends
D and
that
Drum
are-
make too much money.
So that's the other thing. They're doing this bailout, and we were like, me and his sister were calculating how much money we're getting, and I don't even get anything. Drum's gonna get money, and I'm not getting anything. I totally missed the mark completely.
Yeah, which
And I'm like,
means
well, that's not fair.
Which
How is
means
that fair?
which means we get a little bit of a hint of where we're looking at how much
just
D
gotta-
makes. That
It's your economic situation. But you also do live in New York, so I understand that your cost of living is much more.
well, yeah, cost of living is way more.
Wait, my taxes are more than my mortgage.
For instance, cost of living, just to give a base, what would a two bedroom house be, D, in your area?
For rent, for mortgage, or what are we talking? Rent?
rent.
Either or,
Rent.
either or. You can
Give
say
it for
either.
rent.
Rent's fine, yeah.
Oh, like a 2-bedroom, 2,000 square feet. 2-bedroom? I'm thinking more like 3-bedroom. 2-bedroom. I don't know, probably about $2,000,
Yeah, a month.
something like that.
That's
a month.
actually-
Now, if you want like a 4-bedroom house, like our size, you're looking at more like $3,000 or $4,000 a month. I mean, right now I'm paying like $2,500 mortgage and taxes, and more than half of that is taxes per month. And that's not including utilities. It's not including oil. It's not including anything. Garbage.
But you own the house, right?
I own the house. Yeah.
How many square feet?
But 2,600 square feet.
Ooh.
My
That's
taxes
great.
are $13,000 a year.
13.
You're at $1 a square foot, D. That's actually really good for East Coast, New York. That's great.
I guess we have a little over an acre, which I wish we had more.
My goodness, D. No.
Mhm.
Again, all you Midwesterners that are listening to this right now are being like, well, that's highway robbery.
We also got a really good deal on our house. It was a fixer-upper. So
That's
if it was if it was in pristine shape, we would have paid like $150,000 more than what we already paid.
Wait a second.
house.
I gotta ask
But
this.
that's not a lot.
I gotta ask
What?
this coming from my profession, or at least what I'm doing now. So who takes care of that 1 acre outside?
Well said,
Drum.
Zalon.
Drum
Well
does.
said.
That's his job.
Oh
He
wait,
knows his
wait,
place.
wait. All right. So what does he have, a riding lawnmower, or does he have like a push
So
mower?
he actually just, he just bought a beautiful lawnmower last summer.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm so bad. He loves it too. It's one of those. What kind of mower do you have? 0 turn.
Nice.
What brand is it? Do you remember? You don't remember? It's gorgeous though.
Nice.
It
Nice.
yeah, he can cut the whole grass in what, an hour? Yeah. Yeah, it normally took 4 hours, and then when he bought this 0 turn mower, it's now an hour.
Yeah, because
It's a beautiful
he's got to
mower.
get back to gaming.
It's a gorgeous mower.
Nice. Well, that's good. That's
Just
good
said settle down.
because when it comes down to taking care of an acre property, you don't want to have a push mower. That just takes way too long.
He used to have a push mower, and
Yeah.
it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah, 4 hours.
Well, it's a lot better. That's very efficient. Well, that's
Now,
good.
what we really know from Drum is what he thinks about the new Divine Gem Altar changes. That's what we really
He doesn't even know anything about the new Divine Gem.
Oh, he doesn't. Oh.
He said he saw something, and I haven't.
It was like a weird skills on top one that I didn't even understand.
I didn't really understand it either. I was highly confused.
Well, okay. Did you see the ×2 on defense though? There was a lot of ×2 on defense stuff. So.
No, I didn't get that far.
What we really care about then is tell us about this Madeira sauce, Drum.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to know about the Madeira sauce and why the Madeira sauce is better than the penne vodka sauce. You have no idea. Was the Madeira sauce good? It was the best, right? You're not throwing me any bones.
You just wanted to ask
It was
that
the best
again.
he ever had.
It was the best.
There's the voice.
Yes. We
Bar has been-
And say that again.
A new bar has been set.
we all
New
truly
bar
enjoy
has
it.
been set.
When Drum speaks on my stream, I win. No matter what he's saying,
Quiet.
whatever he says, that's fine.
So, Drum, what are your present COVID-19 symptoms that you're feeling?
Oh my gosh.
You're not on speaker. Do you want me to put him on speaker? I just want to know what your present COVID symptoms are. Yeah, you have a sore throat, scratchy. So you don't think you're sick anymore?
allergies.
Oh, now he's cold allergy.
Nice.
Is anyone sick at work? No.
No, this whole thing's a joke.
Since the whole thing's a joke. Until you get me sick and then I die.
Yeah, but Vintage says if Drum dies, that Neil Peart will be very upset.
Vintage said if you die, Neil will be very upset. He said he'll be hanging him with.
Drum is the best.
Anyway, how are you guys? How is everyone else doing?
We got Drum on the line, D. We're not taking that.
Oh,
that
yeah,
right
it's okay, Ice. It's okay. It's okay. Let him go. He gave us enough. Let him get back to his game.
How you doing? How's Princess Z doing?
She's good. I was actually talking to her a little bit today. She just calls me randomly now. She thinks that I might not be working or I may be working, so she's getting a little stir crazy, I can tell, because she's calling me just at random times. So, but she says she's having fun. She's not sick. Nobody's sick at the house. All the kids.
She's off from school for how long?
Oh, it's still undetermined, so it's gonna be probably a little bit longer.
And you're working still, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, a few days this week we had rain days, so it was nice. I didn't even have to go, so, but yeah. And I'm not stopping at Wawa except for gas, if I absolutely need to, so I have everything I need to be able to just go to and from work without having to go anywhere else. So.
I think of you every time I hear the people cutting people's grass outside.
Well, they are. I mean, we see other landscapers out. They're all out.
Yeah, it's been happening all week. It's been happening. I hear a lot of them. And we're like, oh, I guess they're working.
Well, yeah, we are working, and it's also too because there's been so much rain in March that there's actually a lot of lawns that need to be cut. I was cutting lawns today. It's the first day and this has only been like the second week or third week of work. So how much
do you know about lawns?
I don't know. I don't consider myself an expert, but I know a decent amount. I know a decent amount at this point. Why? What's wrong?
We have a significant amount of moss, and Drum was like, "Oh yeah, we'll just kill it." And then he looked up how to get rid of moss. You have to physically cut it out.
Yeah, you got to rip all. You got to. I actually used to deal with it with my dad growing up. And we had a few just specific areas, but it was underneath a tree because the sun didn't get to it and be able to actually naturally grow grass there. There was always a lot of moss that would grow. So basically, we would just tear it all out and replant grass and hope it worked every time.
So you had to physically cut out the moss, right?
Yup, you got to plant grass. You got to dig it. You have to dig it out. You got to dig it out.
Salon is saying you're correct. You have to dig out the moss.
Yeah, you got to dig it all out. And yeah, a lot of times too, people forget and don't get all of it out, or they leave some on the edges and it just grows. It just grows right back. Yeah.
Salon said if you don't get it all out and you leave some on the edges, it grows right back.
Yeah.
What would you say? We have 60% moss? 40%.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah, it's
40% moss.
It is just a dig out and reseed.
The whole front yard is mostly moss.
It's a dig out and reseed situation.
Do you even live here?
Do I even live here? Do you even?
Yeah. Jesus.
I'm getting yelled at.
The moss situation 2020. Don't let it go into an argument, D.
So
Relax.
the backyard is fine. The front yard has a lot of trees, and so there's not a lot of sun, and there's a significant amount of moss. And we thought we could just spray something on it, and it would die. Oh, he goes, no, we didn't think that. I thought that. You are much smarter. I'm a nipplehead. I have no idea. Yeah. That's where we're at right now. Go back to work.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so we're good.
Churro said, I worked with low-income families that are worried with rent. At the moment, payment plans are going to be set up. Yeah.
I'm worried about losing my job.
Are they talking about downsizing already then?
Well, so I'm in private equity, and we have, equity in various companies. And some of the companies are going to be hit pretty hard by this, and we'll probably lose money. Now, that number has yet to be determined, right? And I guess we just kind of have to wait it out and see what happens. Mm-hmm. But it's a little scary. when, depends on other things, right?
Right. So
The
obviously,
companies don't do well, or they go bankrupt, or whatever. Like we're going to lose money that we invested in that company.
mm-hmm.
So we'll take a hit.
Most definitely. So we just all hope that obviously more industries will continue to
I'm just grateful
prevail.
that they're allowing me to work from home and they're still paying my salary, because there's a lot of people that work in public spaces and they just can't work right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like,
and they're not getting,
if you're in the restaurant business, you're not getting paid. Yeah.
Yep. Well, my friend's girlfriend, my friend from work, his girlfriend works at a bar as a bartender, and I believe it or not, which the just so happens to be right down the street from where Merck, and we all know who Merck is, MERK, is an incredibly large manufacturer of just drugs in general. And pharmaceuticals, yes. Yep. So I'll tell you, there are massive Merck facility right down the street from them, and she gets a ridiculous amount of tips, especially on Fridays and Saturdays. Thursday and Friday, and sometimes Saturdays, from all this work crowd and everything else. You can't make up for tips. I mean, hourly wage is one thing, but tips in restaurant industry is huge, and bars.
No, and think of like nail salons and haircut places.
Mm-hmm.
John's already been hinting that I might have to cut his hair, and he wanting me to watch YouTube videos so I can learn how to fade. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be doing clippers now. Seriously? Do you want to put clippers in my hand?
Well, obviously
I trust you.
Well, you don't really have to worry about it, Dee, right? You just keep growing your hair super long, right? Since the last time you talked about taking off you took off like 5 inches, right? Last time?
Took off like 8 or 9 inches. I mean, I get the ends trimmed, but if I usually get the ends trimmed like every 3 months. But I took a significant amount of hair because it grows longer than I trim it.
Mm-hmm.
And so
how long is your hair right now?
Heavy. Well, when I cut it, it was very long. Right now, oh crap, it's pretty long. It is at the small of my back. It's maybe like 2 inches above my pants line. It's really long.
That was very delicately said there.
I think I need to cut another 6 inches off. I think I need to cut another 6 inches off.
Come on, A Bob, D.
Well, you can practice your scissor skills. You know?
Yeah, give it a shot.
I don't know why he would trust me with clippers.
Oh, Extinction says just pour gasoline on all your moss. There you go.
I was thinking more like bleach, but I don't know if that would. Yeah,
that would go over really well in New York. Yeah.
We also have a well, though, and it's right over where the well is, so I would be a little worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
Putting any chemicals. Yeah,
Eric's in education, still working, still getting paid here. Nice, Eric. Well, that's good.
That's nice.
Pisces Shark, you're on the home stretch. Nice. That's always good to hear.
So like if you work in retail or in a mall or any type of business that can't be open,
like Tariel,
restaurants,
Tariel
works. Yeah,
Tariel works in the mall.
You're not making money.
Mm-hmm.
I know a bunch of people that do event planners and conferences and stuff. Like they're either getting laid off or going
now
bankrupt.
there is going to be one thing though. Just came out from what I'm hearing is that as of April 2nd. A lot of companies are putting their employees on immediate sick leave for 2 weeks, and all those expenses will be reimbursed to the company. So that's a huge.
They're also adding to unemployment, right? So
yes.
if you collect unemployment, they'll give you an extra something or other.
Yes, I heard that. I heard that as well.
But unemployment isn't a lot. I mean, when I was on unemployment back in the day, when I did pharmaceutical sales like 10 years ago or 13 years ago, I was on unemployment and it maxes out. You get a certain percentage of your salary, but it maxes out at $400 per week. So that's all you get.
Which is not enough.
which is not enough. And then I think the addition was, I think they were giving you an additional 600 or whatever
Well,
it was, 900.
it depends on where you live. D, it depends on where you live.
Depends on where you live.
Because 400
Right, so for me,
400 a week may not be enough for you, but for others it may be. Just depends.
Well,
Yeah, middle state's better than the edges. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Drum's sister's been calling him Essential Andrew because his job is essential. So she's like, well, if you lose your job and I lose my job, at least we have Essential Andrew to hold the household.
I don't think a doctor's getting laid. Are they right now?
Well, so she's on a grant right now. She's doing research in South Africa, and that's where she lives. So she can't go home. So she's not getting laid off, but they may pull the grant. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? They may pull the grant money.
Oh, so she lives in South Africa.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So she was
Likely
here.
going back anytime soon is very little.
She was here traveling 3 weeks and working at the hospital. She picks up some shifts sometimes, and she couldn't go back. She called me on Monday, and she was like, "I'm homeless. I don't have anywhere to live. Starting Saturday, can I come live with you?" And I looked at Drum, and he was like, and then I was like, "Well, why don't I tell her to get toilet paper?" And he's like, "That's a great idea." So he told her she needed to bring. So she brought us 32 rolls of toilet paper.
There was an entry fee. That's right. There was an
entry fee.
Entry fee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He wants to watch TV with me. You've been downstairs the whole time.
Yep.
You didn't even come in.
That's okay. That's okay. We're D. We're gonna wrap it up. So don't worry.
We're wrapping it up.
We're wrapping up.
That's what Juan said.
Mm-hmm.
D, tell Drum to watch Tiger King. You will not regret it.
I just want you to watch Tiger King.
On Netflix.
Do you know what that is?
On Netflix.
On Netflix. He said, I saw the commercials.
Give it 10 minutes, Drum. And then
He said, give it 10 minutes.
Give it 10 minutes.
Can you make me another gin and tonic? You're maybe one with the Hendrix. Delicious and sweet and lime juice.
Ooh.
extra flowers.
Oh, give it to me. You think I've had enough?
Wrapping it up.
Is that my...
We're wrapping it up.
You're making me a drink? You're making me a
We're wrapping it up. All right, so I'm at 5,572 souls. All right. And we're 35th. Nice. So we're 35th in Hammer
we
D.
jumped up 15 spots in the last couple hours.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, 35 D, so we're doing good. And War is in 30th. So yeah, everything is all on the okay front.
Doing good.
Mm-hmm. All right, and D said it's going to be 500K by the end. Just so everybody remembers, she said that earlier.
I think somewhere between 500 and 600. She used the tonic water over there. I would like tonic.
Right at the very end, real quick, D. Sethmopod, hey everyone. Late to the stream. We'll catch it later.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care about us.
Oh, Sethmopod.
Wow.
D is stuck in New York and was hoping that your voice would come on to save the day. So.
Hey, Seth Mapad, I finally mastered my pho bone broth recipe, by the way. So anytime you're stateside, we'll make pho.
All right, so yeah, like I said,
would think he's experiencing some of this too, right?
Oh yeah,
everyone is.
Yeah. Well, he's in
Asia.
Well, yeah. He's over in what?
Vietnam.
That's right. Vietnam.
Nam.
Yeah. Well, back in Nam. Yeah, actually, my boss. Real quick side note: my boss, he did go. He was in Korea and Vietnam, and he definitely has certain things that he says like choice every once in a while that throws me off. He'll be like, "Oh, that'll be choice." I'm like, "What the heck is he talking about?"
Why do we say Vietnam? I mean, it's spelled with an A, right? Vietnam. Why do we say Vietnam?
Well, let me go find out how to pronounce. I got some friends here. I'll find out how to properly.
He does say Vietnam, and he says Zelon, right? Doesn't he call you Zelon?
Zalon? I don't know. Maybe. I forget.
I don't know. I haven't heard the voice in a while.
Sethmopod, that's a hint. Maybe I'll be back on Sunday, or maybe D will stream on. Oh no, D's not gonna stream. Let's not even say it.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Tomorrow night, really?
Come on, D.
I don't know if I can do tomorrow night, but I was hoping maybe on Sunday. No, well, it's really hard because I need to I need to engage. What? That was Chance.
That was Chance.
Drum, and I can't have his sister thinking I'm weird, although she probably already does.
Oh,
Yeah,
I would
come
love the day you revealed what you did to your sister-in-law.
Yeah.
She
Just
kind
let
of
you know-
knows. She just thinks that she like rolls her eyes.
Just let you know, these 4 phones are not my drug lines. I'm not pushing any type of pharmaceuticals illegally. They're all different alliances that I run. That's what it is. What? An alliance? Yeah, we play an online mobile game.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
really?
and I'm queen and everyone loves me.
Yeah.
No, I can't say it like that. I can't say that.
Same difference.
All right. So Septimapod says, haha, so I would have if I jumped on earlier. Them's bold words, Ice. Nice one. Faux ain't easy.
It's morning time for him,
That's true. That's true.
right? Because of the time difference.
That's right. That's right.
I'm not sure, Dee. Have you been analyzing those time zones recently?
Well,
Just
I have them
find out?
memorized. I have them memorized.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. The one thing you will learn from playing plenty of DOT is all the time zones. So, of course.
Right. So Vietnam used to be 12 hours, which is an easy one, but now it's 11 hours because we went forward. And then UK, I think, was 5, and then it went to 4, but now it's back to 5, right? Because
They had their time
aren't they
change.
having their daylight savings this weekend? Their daylight savings is 3 weeks after ours.
Yep. All right, DOT community, wrapping it up. 5,572 souls, definitely getting 8K, definitely getting Totec, and excited to see what is coming in next week's Relic event, which wasn't really discussed. Hopefully, it's going to be another good Relic for Totec. It would be nice. But also, too, there's the Avalos event coming next week as well. I hope to come back on Sunday. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a warm up stream for D. Maybe, or maybe she has to stream first. Maybe we have to do that because when I stream, then D goes, "Oh well, I was on here, so that counts." So we can't let her slide. DOT community.
I love the voice.
We cannot let her slide. So yes, Val, have a good night as well. Thank you for joining. And
Bye, Val.
we will all talk to you again very soon. And thanks again, Val, for that donation. Have a good one.